High School Sports Live, in partnership with 27 News, is proud to present the Cumberland Valley Eagles and the visiting Coatesville Red Raiders. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night football time. I'm Todd McCall alongside Archie Smith Jr. and Jerome Presley. Tonight we got a great matchup. Coatesville, number 2 in the state, coming on the road to play Cumberland Valley Eagles. We know how they are at home here with the wing T offense, and Cumberland Valley won by 3 touchdowns last year. But honestly, Archie, I really feel something a little different in the eyes of Coatesville tonight.
Well, when you got Cumberland Valley who's going to smash mouth the ball, they're going to run the ball, they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball. And then when you think that they are going to run the ball, they're going to go up top to their big playmaker, Mr. Charlie Ketcher, who's been playing in this game, guys, since, like Mr. Ortega, a true freshman.
And, you know, when you talk about some great players on the field, it's hard not to mention a sophomore quarterback in Ricky Ortega. When you look at his highlights, he's so versatile. One of the better young prospects, I think, in Pennsylvania right now. A dual threat, can run, can throw, and really got an arm. Talk a little bit about tonight, him on the road and his confidence already.
Well, you said it. On the road is going to be important. Coming to Cumberland Valley will be difficult. But last week, he showed a lot. Being able to run the ball, 95 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns through the air. So how do you stop him? Cumberland Valley is going to try to take away one of those strengths and see if they can force him to be one-dimensional, which can be difficult.
We got Cumberland Valley, Coatesville on the road tonight. Big matchup, highly anticipated Friday night kickoff on ABC 27 right after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers, All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
The Brenner family of dealerships gives you better pricing, better customer service, better selection, and a better service department for the life of your vehicle. We'll show you how at Brenner Chrysler Jeep, Brenner Nissan, and Brenner Pre-Owned. The Brenner family of dealerships on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, and on Paxton Street, Harrisburg. 24/7 at BrennerFamily.com.
It's better, Brenner.
Serving Central PA for over 95 years.
It's Coatesville on the road. Number 2 in the state. Big win last week on Simon Gratz. And Cumberland Valley here at home. We know what Cumberland Valley does with their consistency. Todd McCall, Jerome Presley, Archie Smith Jr. here on ABC 27 joining us on the sideline. Highly anticipated game. Big Friday night game. Jerome, I mean, it's got the feel. Cumberland Valley has brought their crowd like they always do, but if you look here on this side, Coatesville has literally brought a nice crowd too. They're all along the track tonight. It's full here at Cumberland Valley, and this is what you want in a in a big matchup tonight.
Yeah, you have two very big schools, so they're going to bring a crowd to the game. And again, when you talk about this game, you think about last year. Cumberland Valley 41-21 over Coatesville, and it was a shocker to Coatesville. After that game, Coatesville went on to have an 11-2 season. So they showed that they were a very good team, and Ortega was very good. The problem with defending the wing T is when I played, the wing T was normal. Most teams ran the wing T. It was very rare that you had passing teams. Nowadays, there are very few teams that run the wing T, and what that means is, how do you prepare for that? There is no way to practice that in practice against it when you have never played it before. So the personnel is just not there to do it. So Coatesville can work on it with their own personnel all they want. It's nothing like facing it with a team that plays it like this Cumberland Valley team does.
Well, Coatesville, as you said, Cumberland Valley, they want to play ball control, but Coatesville elected to receive. They won the toss. Catcher set to kick. Deep is Cruz and Young, and we're off. It's a short kick picked up by Coatesville Charles Brown. And I think did somebody signal for a fair catch? Was it Summers that signaled for a fair catch, Jerome?
And it could have been. I mean, I think you see Cumberland Valley, they don't want to get these Coatesville athletes in the return game against them. So kick a little, a shorter kick, make it a fair catch or a down ball where you can avoid the return against you.
Well, Coatesville will have the ball on the 27-yard line. First quarter action, Ortega will be in shotgun. He has trips to his right. Ortega 5 touchdowns last week. And you hear already the Coatesville crowd very happy. Young would left side. You're going to hear Young left. You're going to hear right. Young's being highly recruited. Aaron Young, 5'11", 190 pounds. He's their go-to back. His brother, Avery Young, cornerback, has already been recruited and accepted his scholarship at Rutgers, and I know Avery Young is looking at some Big Ten schools. He's on the pitch on the right side across the 40-yard line, picking up a lot of yardage.
And there you go. You see it right now, established the running game, and you talked about the Young connection. I mean, Avery Young, he didn't accept the scholarship yet. He's verbally committed.
Verbally committed, excuse me.
He won't be able to do that until later in the year.
That's
but
what I meant.
I'll tell you what, him against Charlie Catcher on the defensive side for Avery, but on this side, Aaron Young, they're going to run the ball. You're seeing it. They're going to try to run the ball down Cumberland Valley's throat.
Well, making up that tackle was Christian Arrington. We'll talk a little bit about the linebacker. He's going to be called on a lot tonight. There's Young up the middle, picking up yard, crossing the 50-yard line. And, man, they're getting a rhythm already, and that running game sets up the great arm of Ricky Ortega.
Well, one of the things that you got to keep an eye on is look at the splits for the offensive line for Coatesville. They're actually pretty wide splits. So that gives those offensive linemen an opportunity to get into their gaps, get upfield, and block. And those splits are big, and that helps holes get even bigger.
Young just finding more holes coming to the left side. It's going to take several Cumberland Valley Eagles to come up to make the tackle. Strong safety, Zach Snow, come up to make the tackle. On defensive side, the defensive end, Kahn, Federhoff, defensive tackle, Whitmer, defensive end, Huffman. Linebackers are Kelly, Lucas, Manley, and Erickson. Snow, McCoy, Palmer, and Catcher in the secondary for Cumberland Valley. Shotgun formation, trips to the right, single receiver on the left for Ortega. Ortega looking over the middle, and that ball isn't going to be intercepted. That'd be a big turnover right away, but not. It's hit the ground.
I'll tell you what, Todd, I wouldn't put the ball up until Cumberland Valley stops me. They have spread Cumberland Valley out in the running game. So at this point, you have Young is getting 9-10 yards a pop as he's running the ball. There's no reason to put it up right now. Let's force them to stop me first.
Coatesville has a pretty impressive line. I'm really impressed with Ricky Santiago, number 77. He's 6'5", 305 pounds, playing that left side tackle. They can run behind that all night long.
They definitely can.
2nd and 10 carry for Young on the left side. He'll be wrestled down by Kahn and Huffman for Cumberland Valley.
And again, you see that rhythm was shut down on that passing play. And again, we know that Ortega can throw. So, it's not a bad call. It's just that you were chunking this defense easily. And then all of a sudden that momentum stopped when the pass play got deflected.
Ortega running to his right. There's flags down on the play. Passes will be complete, but I think there was holding on the right side, and that's going to be holding against Coatesville. That'll bring it back.
Number 2, Avery Young, penalty marker on the play.
Avery Young, who's also, we mentioned him at cornerback, also will split out, and Ortega will look to go to him many times. Ortega last week, 5 touchdown passes, 1 for 98 yards. So, I mean, I saw him roll to his left in our highlight that we had.
Right.
And, I mean, he rolled to his left and threw the ball on the money 50 yards. So he's very dangerous.
Well, and again, he's young. I mean, you're talking about a sophomore quarterback. Archie talked about that in the pregame. He's a very young player, and he's still learning the position, but he's very talented, and he has potential to really be a good football player. So we're already seeing that as a freshman last year and as a sophomore this year.
Coatesville backed up at 3rd and 17. Throw over the middle. Arlington's going to come up with the interception and a big takeaway for Cumberland Valley. And Jerome, I don't know what it is. They're fundamental. It takes a lot to beat Cumberland Valley. It takes a really good game to beat Cumberland Valley, and these things happen all the time here.
Yeah, I mean, and let's say it. Christian Arrington is a very good linebacker. I mean,
No doubt.
he will be playing at the next level next year. He has definitely put on some size. He's been wanting to be a Cumberland Valley football player his entire life, and seeing his brothers come through here, and you just saw an amazing play from him, being able to shut down that Coatesville offense.
They were going to go Wildcat here on that left side, and flags are down. That would be an illegal shift, I believe, Jerome. No, actually, no. That's going to go against Coatesville. They may have jumped on that shift. I think they were going to go shotgun with catcher as the quarterback.
Well, and that's that switching up, and we can bring Archie in. Archie called that in the pregame when we talked before the pregame that Cumberland Valley could switch it up and do a little bit something different, and you just saw that.
There's that shift catcher in the Wildcat. He has twin receivers to his right. Catcher's going to take it, run right, and put his head down and push pretty hard, crossing the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, we'll check in with Archie in a second.
Well, one of the things that I talked about today too is what ways will Cumberland Valley try to get the ball to catcher on offense? Because again, this is a wing T offense. He's a receiver primarily, but you just saw they're going to use that Wildcat, and don't be surprised if they come back to it. You got to get the ball into your playmakers' hands.
Up front for Cumberland Valley's Manchon, Miller, Kelly, Featherhoff, catcher McCoy, fullback Whitmer, and Kupko. Jake Palmer's your halfback and Plessinger quarterback. That's your starting offensive line for Cumberland Valley, and your starting offense, 3rd and 1. 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
And believe me, Coatesville has had an entire year to prepare for this defense.
We have already mentioned catcher and Arrington at linebacker. Plessinger under center. Boy, oh boy, did this Coatesville defense come to play. Great tackle. And you hear that crowd. I'm telling you what, Coatesville they brought a crowd here tonight, and they're pretty excited about this. Avery Young coming up to make the tackle.
And we talked about Avery Young, and we know that if Coatesville can get a bead on this wing T, it is very, very difficult for a wing T offense to come out of that. It's a timing offense. It's an offense that they work on even in their sleep, and they do it consecutively, consistently. And when you have to come out of it, you become a different offense.
4th down and 1. Big play for Cumberland Valley. Give up the middle of the fullback, pushing hard. He's going to pick up the 1st down, move the chains for Cumberland Valley, and that's what they do to you. They'll come hard. They'll come strong. You know what? They've had they've had so many backs here that we've mentioned through the years. We've seen guys at size like 5'8", 160, 170 pounds do it. We've seen big, strong fullbacks here coming out. But one thing they do, they know how to run the football.
Yeah, and their fullbacks, we talked about Ryan Quigley last year, who was a Shippensburg commit and ended up going to Shippensburg University. And now, you have a 2-pronged fullback attack in Whitmer and Kupko.
Nothing there this time, left side. Alex Raymiondo, 205 pounds, 5'9", come up on the defensive side to make a tackle. Great tackle. He read that play all the way, Drum.
Well, I think what you're seeing is Coatesville is loading the box, and you got to be gap sound. You have to play football and play gap sound football against the wing T and not be fooled by the pulling of the guards. So what you see is they're playing sound football. They're in every gap, and they're making it difficult to run on. And you see them swapping. You see a lot of guys in the box trying to stop this offense.
Plessinger went back to pass. He's going to have to keep on to it. Great coverage downfield. And Coatesville really got after him there.
And again, Todd, they are filling every lane, which is making it difficult for everything to go down. Remember, when Cumberland Valley throws, they usually throw maybe 2, at the most 3 guys in a route. They're going man-to-man and everything else in front of them to stop that wing T. And now you see Cumberland Valley, they're going to have to figure out a different way to approach this if this continues the whole game. It's not room for panic. You don't have to panic right now. You just have to adjust. And again, Coatesville has had a year to prepare for this. And they have a game under their belt from last week.
Exactly. Well, 3rd down 12, ball at the 50-yard line for Cumberland Valley. Plessinger rolling to his right, looking downfield, and it's going to be intercepted. Across the 30 and the 20. If this holds up, touchdown Coatesville. And oh my goodness, that is one of those plays that, man, you let Coatesville get a chance and you start making turnovers and taking it back. That's Charles Brown came up to make the interception, took it back. Flags were down at the 50-yard line, though. We'll have to take a look. Plessinger feeling all that pressure rolling to his right. Really throws an ill-advised pass. There was nobody there as receiver falls down, and Brown picks it up. Yeah. Flags will go down at the 50, though, Jerome.
Well, we know that when Cumberland Valley throws, they're going to look to catcher, and catcher was well defended. Again, this offense is better when it throws when it wants to as opposed when it has to. So
right.
When you're in the 3rd and long, this offense actually becomes predictable, and Coatesville played that very well.
That penalty is going to go against Coatesville. It's going to bring that ball back. Brown's interception holds up, no touchdown. There's a lot of quickness in the secondary, Coatesville. They're very athletic, they're big, and they're strong defensively.
Well, the touchdown comes back, and Coatesville does get the ball. So now Coatesville has taken that blow. They were able to, not a blow, they were able to stop what they couldn't stop last year.
Yeah.
And now, can this offense get going? You have both teams had a possession. Both defenses were able to crank down, and now the flow is going good for both teams and see if they can do something offensively.
1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line for Coatesville. They'll try to get a little dump-off pass. He goes to Dupree Bryant.
And I think Bryant had his knee down there where he actually, that could have been another big gain for Coatesville. So, again, this atmosphere is great. I mean, this Coatesville fan base, you can see that they don't match the fan base as far as numbers in Cumberland Valley, but when it comes to sound, they are loud, they are excited, and you can tell they're coming off of that momentum from last week.
2nd and 9. Ortega shotgun. Gives to Young. Young left side bouncing outside. Boy, is he quick and shifty. Crossing over the 50-yard line, and it'll be wrestled down by Palmer.
Very quick and shifty. He's picking his holes, waiting. He's patient, but also being quick through the holes, once they open up. So, again, good running, good game plan right here that we're seeing from Coatesville, especially with that running attack.
It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 48-yard line for Coatesville. Give us to Young on the right side, running hard, crossing over. Going to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. That's what he does very well. You can see why this back has been talked about and being recruited pretty heavily.
And he's a junior. You talk about the youth of this team. You have a sophomore quarterback and a junior running back. So they'll be back next year as well. So, again, Coatesville is a tough team, and this is just a very good matchup for week 1 of the season.
Ortega's pass is incomplete to Dupree. Threw it on the wrong side of him. Just kind of Bryant tried to get his arm up on it. And he'll miss it. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Hey, tonight's broadcast is sponsored in part by OSS Health, Giant Foods, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Hoffman Ford, PLCB, and Connections Academy. Shotgun formation, trips to the right. 3 receivers. Ortega's calling some things out here. 2nd and 10, ball on the 41-yard line here at Cumberland Valley. They bring Bryant to the left side. Bryant still on his feet, crossing the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Coatesville. Dupree Bryant will put Coatesville on the board and score 6.
And you see the speed, the quickness, and once in the open field, Bryant just took it to the house. And again, that's good. We're seeing that contrast already. That Coatesville speed and athleticism seeming to take control of this game.
Patrick Malik set to kick the point after for Coatesville. Alexander with the hold. Flags down. There was movement on the left side, it looked like, for Coatesville. That's going to back them up on the point after.
Well, Todd, best believe that Coatesville remembered what happened last year. And they came prepared to play. But Cumberland Valley is well coached. They are well conditioned. There's not many schools in the state that prepare like Cumberland Valley. So this is not a time for alarm or panic. They know they're in the game. They knew Coatesville was going to come down here and give them their best shot. They just have to pull it together and do their thing.
Malik's kick is up and good. The hold was good by Bryant. We'll be back after these messages. Coatesville, Cumberland Valley.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm proud to help save lives.
And I'm Brandon when he was in 8th grade.
With Dad's job, we moved around a lot.
So I went to school online at Connections Academy.
Virtual education was more flexible and it really motivated me to learn.
I got way organized.
That paid off junior year when I started going to high school here in town, and it's paying off now.
Whoa, you look cool in that uniform.
I know, right? We look cool.
Commonwealth Connections Academy, the tuition-free public cyber school.
Coatesville on the board, 7-0. Advanced Hoops Fall Training starting September 9th and 10th. Advanced Hoop is offering game-ready 3D basketball training. Advanced Hoops shooting, crossover intensity, plus position classes will get players game-ready for the upcoming season. To secure your spot, register at advancedhoops.com. Well, I tell you what, Coatesville didn't spend any time not motivated. In an earlier week interview, Ricky Ortega mentioned the fact that he thought for his young career, this is probably one of the biggest games of his career. Everything rides on a big game like this Friday night. And I just feel like momentum clearly in favor of Coatesville early on.
Yeah, definitely in favor of them now. And again, they've come here to play and they've done their homework. And let's not, we have to recognize that Coatesville played a game last week. So that is a very, very big deal. Because, that first game, it's week 0 because the actual start of the season is this week. But for teams across, this is the second year that the PIAA has done this, that teams can have a first game. You get one less scrimmage and you get a bye week during the season. And Coatesville took that where Cumberland Valley decided to have a second scrimmage. So this is their first time getting together.
Whitmer up the middle for the Eagles.
And that's Whitmer going straight up the middle. The hole opens up. He's able to get big yardage. Again, settle down. Cumberland Valley is not flustered at all. They're settled down. Stay in their offense. You're only down 7-0. You have no adjustments to make. Just play better and execute what you're doing now and get that touchdown back.
You'll see Whitmer and Palmer a lot tonight. Very active in that Cumberland Valley backfield. Cole McCoy has checked in for Cumberland Valley, the senior. Plessinger's pass is complete to his big tight end, Lucas Wandling, 6'6", 200 pounds. What a big old target to go to.
A big target, good target. And again, that's this offense is starting to do its thing. They're starting to dictate what they want to dictate. And that's what you do. You want to, if the team comes down, they score on you, they have some success. Now it's time to counterpunch, and you got to come back and do the exact same thing to them. And Cumberland Valley will methodically march downfield to make that happen.
Plessinger under center. He's back to pass again, looking Katzer's side. Katzer, a lot of bump and run on that side, and I don't know, flags are down. Is it pass interference on Brown? He went to Brown's side. Katzer, one-on-one matchup. He had help come over, floating help. And I don't know, Jerome.
We'll see how they call it. I mean, it could be either way. There was a lot of physicality between the two, so they can call it. They're picking it up.
They picked it up. So
I'll tell you what. That's the matchup of the day right there. You have Avery Young, Rutgers against Charlie Katcher, Penn State. You can't have a better matchup, a Big Ten matchup, a pre-Big Ten matchup than that, even though Katcher may go to Penn State play defense. But as far as a high school matchup, you got two Big Ten recruits and commitments playing against each other. And I'll tell you, everywhere Katcher is, you can see number 2 is right there.
Oh, you'll see Young right there. You'll see Katcher and Young on the far side. Palmer in motion. Give to Whitmer up the middle. Whitmer spins. No, Whitmer fumbled the ball. And Coatesville has picked up another key turnover on Whitmer's fumble. Coatesville will have the ball at the 30-yard line.
And if we see the replay, I'm not even sure that Whitmer actually had it or did it get knocked out. Is unsure what happened.
I think you're right, Jerome.
We can get a replay to see if he ever secured the ball. But again, offense is going well. Let's see it. We have it here. He has it. It gets knocked out. I think that's number 33. I think that's Zach Hillard, I believe, came in and made that play, I believe, for Coatesville. So that was just a good defensive play.
Yeah, you're right. He comes in.
Yep. That's Hillard. 33 comes in and makes an amazing play for Coatesville and gets the ball back.
Ortega and crew will have the ball at the 30-yard line. Flags down. Ortega's going to roll to his right, being chased down heavily on the backside. Fakes, gets out of bounds. Who was that to come up to make that hit? That was Arrington coming up and making a hit on the quarterback.
Well, Arrington's not going to let you just sit there without bringing some heat to you. And Ortega, as a young quarterback, that's one of those shots you don't want to take. You go out of bounds on that when there's no need to take that shot. I mean, if you're going to run the ball, you run with conviction.
Right.
If you're in that in-between phase that he was in, should I pass, should I run, should I pass, should I run, Arrington made sure he teed off on him. So unnecessary hit on his part. He'll learn as he gets older.
2nd and 6, ball on the 33-yard line for Coatesville. Twin receivers right and twin left for Ortega. Ortega goes to the Dupree side, and he's wrestled down on the right side.
And that's good play by McCoy, by Cole McCoy on that cornerback position. Comes up, good break on the ball, make a solid tackle. You don't want to give up any yards after the catch on that play.
It'll be 3rd down for Coatesville. 3rd and caught 2. And flags are down. Maybe early movement on the right side of Coatesville, it might appear.
And I know if you're Coach Ortega for Coatesville, you're definitely not happy with this. I mean, you already have a game under your belt. You were hoping to get all this out last week. Now these penalties, these are the things that keep a team in a game. If you keep giving up penalties and giving up yards, you were 3rd and 2, and now you're 3rd and 7. So you pushed yourself back. You turned a play into a more difficult play that you have to get out of your book to see if you can get this first down.
Ortega's going to roll to his left. He's going to fire. Is it incomplete? This far side of
It's out of bounds.
It's out of bounds.
And that's a good stand for Cumberland Valley after the turnover, helped by the penalty. But that's what you want. You want to get Coatesville in 3rd and long, just like they want to do to Cumberland Valley. So again, these defenses, these offenses they've starting to figure each other out a little bit, and we'll see what happens now. Good game so far, 7-0. Coatesville is leading. Very good game.
Back to receive the punt is catcher. We know in years past he's a guy you really don't want to kick a football to. We know what he can do, Drum. We've seen him return numerous ones on High School Sports Live and take him back 6.
Well, you'll see him return, you'll see him kick, you'll see him punt, you'll see him as a receiver, you saw him as a wildcat quarterback. You're going to see him all over the place.
I mean, what really does he not do? We have a timeout here on the field. I think Coatesville is going to take a timeout. We'll be back right after these messages. Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction. Welcome back. Cumberland Valley gets the hold they want. Catcher back to receive the punt. 2:58 to play here in the first quarter at Chapman Field. Beautiful Friday night, beautiful weather, a little bit of a breeze. I tell you, there's not a better place to come to see football than here at Chapman Field.
It definitely, and it's grass. It's a grass field that's well maintained. I mean, and that's just great. You don't see many grass fields anymore like you used to. A lot of teams have gone to turf. So it's good to see grass, and these kids love it. I mean, it's still a fast surface, a good surface. Well, I know, Ty, you talked about kicking it to catcher. Again, you know, Cumberland Valley, they want to find ways to get the ball to Charlie Catcher offensively because of how dangerous he is, a very, very good athlete. So you'll see that. I mean, and we know if you kick to him or you punt to him, he can take it to the house.
We know he can. We know he will. It's 1st and 10. Ball at the 36-yard line. Whitmer on the left side. Not much action. I'll tell you, they brought the right game plan tonight, Coatesville.
They're just playing sound defense, and they're really stacking the box to force Cumberland Valley into a throwing game. And that's a good game plan moving in. And as a quarterback situation with Cumberland Valley, they have to figure out a way. Plessinger has to figure out a way how to throw the ball. You're going to have to show them that you can throw the ball and push that defense back.
Plessinger back to pass. It's complete. His 3rd time he's put it up in the air. He's completed the last 2. That pass is complete to Stone Huffman. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, Coatesville 7-0 right now. But Cumberland Valley, see if they can get some rhythm. What's your thoughts on their offensive side?
Well, surprisingly, guys, you see they got Charlie Catcher in the back of the field at running back. Now they Cumberland Valley starting to come out and then having to pass, which is playing into Coatesville hand. Coatesville wanted to stop the run and make Cumberland Valley have to pass.
Thank you, Archie. 3rd down and 2, ball on the 44-yard line for Cumberland Valley. Charlie Catcher in the Wildcat. He's going to try to get to the chains.
Let's see, he may be just a little bit short, not sure.
We'll see where this measurement is. Looks pretty good here. Looks like they might do the chain from this time.
That's close.
It's real close, Jerome. I don't know, Archie, you have a better view. How is he short? I really thought he appeared to pick it up.
Well, guys, what they're going to do, they're going to come out and measure. It is real close, guys. We have a great game going on right here.
No doubt about that, Archie. You said it well. 4th down and 1 was, but it looks like it's going to be a 1st down. Catcher moves the chains. Storm, this is going to be very interesting. I think this is a nice call. But I mean, he runs with a mission. He runs very hard.
He does. I mean, last year you didn't see him as much during the year because of he had a shoulder problem, and he got that taken care of this year. He's stronger, he's faster, he's ready to go. I mean, this kid is probably as close to college ready now as he ever was, and we've been watching Charlie Catcher play since he was a freshman, and he's dominated this level. So I think giving him the ball any way you can is going to be what you need to do to have some success.
Plessinger looking downfield, going to air it out. He's going to find McCoy. That pass is complete, and Cumberland Valley now knocking on the door. Pass complete to Cole McCoy. Ball will be around the 20-yard line, and Cumberland Valley is moving the ball now in the red zone.
And that was a beautiful ball to McCoy. I mean, it hung in the air, and it just landed right where it needed to land. Perfect accuracy, and the defense, they weren't able to make a play on it. So, again, Cumberland Valley showing that they're up to the task of throwing the ball. And that's the one thing. If you have a quarterback in the wing tee that can throw it and can be successful throwing it, you have a good thing going. So, right now, one pick, but coming back and seeing and doing some good things in the air.
Gives it to Palmer on the left side. Coming up to make the tackle is Alex Romano. He's 5'9", 205 pounds.
I tell you, the big thing for Coatesville, and they have to make sure that they do this all 4 quarters, is they have to tackle well against this Cumberland Valley team. All these backs are very good runners, and they're very strong runners, even the ones that are smaller. Palmer is lightning in a bottle, and he's very tough, and he burned them last year as well. So they have to be able to tackle just like that.
Palmer not much there on that left side. I mean, boy, oh boy, Coatesville really got in the gaps and no good assignment there.
I'm impressed with the Coatesville defense to this point. I mean, they're playing sound football, and they're really bringing it.
And that is the end of the first quarter after 1:31.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Here's a nice tie by Dupree Bryant. Took it into the end zone. Coatesville 7-0. We'll be back with more after these messages. Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened, at rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
Well, we got another great one. We got a great one here tonight. We got another one tomorrow, 1 o'clock on ABC 27. Bishop McDevitt versus Harrisburg. We know both of these teams. We're going to see a lot of excitement tonight. But yet tomorrow, can it get any better than this on a weekend? Look who's here tonight. So how big is this game that Coach Franklin is here tonight?
Well, I mean, there's Division I recruits all over this field, so he's definitely going to be here. He definitely wants to see Catcher. He wants to see players on Coatesville's side. I mean, this is a big game, and that lets you know Penn State wants to make sure that they get every Pennsylvania player that they can get, and that's why Coach Franklin, head coach of Penn State, is here tonight.
Well, Cupco was on the carry, not much there. 3rd and 1 ball, or excuse me, it'll be 1st down and 10. I apologize. Ball is spotted on the 14-yard line for Cumberland Valley. Red zone opportunity for the Eagles. Plessinger under center. Cupco and Palmer. Fake give to Palmer, looking in the end zone, and that pass is going to be incomplete by Plessinger. Plessinger was looking Stone Hoffman's way the whole way. The junior, he's 6'2", 220, and that ball was incomplete. Look again. Good play, well designed.
And what you see is, I mean, there's good blocking. You see the play action fake. Plessinger comes back, delivers the ball, and it was just well covered. That was well defensed on the play.
All right, 2nd and 10, ball in the 13 for Cumberland Valley. Plessinger back to pass again. He feels pressure. He's going to throw it in the end zone and broken up. Pass was intended for catcher, but Avery Young come in and knocked it out. Man, oh man, is he quick.
I mean, he is, and again, I love this matchup. I mean, I love it. I know Archie has to be loving this matchup when you have a top flight corner going against a top flight receiver in a game like this.
Let's go down to Archie Smith. Archie, can this guy cover a what? He looks a little bit like a Louisiana man. I know Alabama man by the name of Archie Smith Jr. the way he covers.
Hey guys, it's one thing I'm telling my coach when I go back over to the sideline. Coach Charlie Catcher, that's the guy I want to stick, and I want him all night long, guys.
And you know what, Archie? One thing I like about Young, he's a big cover man, strong cover man. Man, does he close ground quickly.
Well, guys, you can see his lower body strength, and dealing with a receiver like Charlie Catcher, who's big, who's fast and strong, you have to be able to put a body on him, and you got to be able to run with him. And Young is a great matchup for him, guys. This is going to be a matchup that we're going to see all night long.
And again, it's forcing, Coatesville's trying to force Cumberland Valley to throw, and when they throw, they're going to catcher. And you have Young who's looking at that opportunity saying, hey, I'm big time too. So, you have a Rutgers recruit that's ready to go. And what you see from him is he has very good closing speed. He's not duped by misdirection at this point, and he's very aggressive.
Right.
So Charlie Catcher, who's an aggressive receiver in his own right, is going against a guy he's bigger than, but at the same time, this kid knows how to climb the ladder. He's doing a good job doing it.
Also, guys, just let you know that Coatesville is also coming out in man because they are specifically matching up each player on each one of the Cumberland Valley players.
All right, 3rd down and 10, we had a whistle. It looks like Cumberland Valley is going to take a timeout to think about it. We'll be right back for more after these messages. The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
It's 3rd and 10 for Cumberland Valley. Ball is on the 13-yard line. And you know they want this one really bad right now. That's Catcher actually was back to pass. He'll be wrestled down. And Coatesville really got what they wanted right there.
Well, I thought we would see Catcher running the ball from the Wildcat. I thought we may have seen him in the backfield. I thought we may see him at receiver, which we did. Maybe tight end, return guy, punt, kicking. But I did not think we would see him as a quarterback and actually throw the ball as a quarterback. So you saw Cumberland Valley throw another twist in, and Coatesville was ready for it with good pressure up the middle and a sack.
That's 4th and 11. Cumberland Valley's going to go for it. I think they know every possession right now. Jerome is really crucial. Shotgun formation for Plessinger. Plessinger back to pass, looking downfield, and he's going to be hit really hard. Boy, were they in his face.
And that's Nick Thompson, the 6', 195-pound fullback. He comes up and makes the play, the junior. And again, you saw that pressure instantaneously in the quarterback's face. Good sack, good play.
Well, Coatesville's going to take over on downs. They'll have the ball on the 14-yard line. And the crowd loves what they're seeing right now. The Coatesville crowd is really going crazy. They're excited tonight. Ortega shotgun formation is going to look crossfield. His pass is complete to Summers.
And Cole McCoy makes a beautiful play from his cornerback position. That's the second one today. He's playing good football on the outside.
Yeah, Cole McCoy, he's kind of an all-around player. He's an athletic kid. Ortega with Young to his left, trips receivers, and he puts a couple in motion. Well, I'm not sure. It looks like Coatesville is a bit confused. The refs want to talk about it. Ortega had his hands up a few times there. Well, that's going to, the flags were on the play. I thought they were going to pick him up, Jerome, but it looks like they're not.
Yeah, and again, that's pinning Coatesville back. And again, you don't want to do that if you're Coatesville, make mistakes. Another penalty. I have to believe Coach Ortega is not enjoying this, because every time you have some success, penalties will kill your momentum and have you almost restart again. So I know that's something they definitely want to clean up, and you'll probably get that discussion at halftime.
2nd and 15, ball now on the 9-yard line. Coatesville's backed up. Ortega's going to keep it himself, makes a nice move, picks up yardage, crosses over the 15-yard line, and just that little shifty move, that's where we haven't seen him run it yet, but when he does, he's very effective.
He is. I mean, but I will tell you this. I'm very impressed with what Cumberland Valley is doing defensively against the run. I mean, they've made it a point that they're not going to let Ortega kill them in a running game. So right now, good defense on their part in that area.
3rd and 9. Ortega rolling to his left. Looking downfield, got a lot of pressure. He comes up and he was hit. Initially was hit and whistled down. Cumberland Valley likes that. Galen Whitmer come up and made the tackle originally.
And number 5, Arrington got involved in that as well. And look at him, he's another one that, again, he's had a very good offseason. He's also bulked up. Now he's 6'2", 205, and I'm going to tell you what, whatever team gets him or whatever school gets him at the next level, they're going to be very, very pleased with him and what his play and what he brings to the table.
Well, Cumberland Valley gets a hold they want. Coatesville set to punt, capture back to receive. Nick Thompson is the Coatesville punter, calling for the ball, and now we have whistles.
It looks like Todd Coatesville has to burn a timeout. Oh, no, it's a penalty. Again, another penalty that'll back them up, make this punt even more difficult, because you're in your own end zone when you're punting the ball or close to it, and then you have Charlie Catcher moving up more and more. This is going to give him even more room to run downhill when he returns the ball.
We got flags again. I mean, it's taken a long time to get that punt off. Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out for Team Pennsylvania boys and girl AAU teams. Advanced Hoops is the leader in the AAU basketball in Central PA. Tryouts for spring teams are on October 28th and October 29th. For more info, go to advancedhoops.com. 8:20 to play, 4th down 11, backed up. The ball is spotted on the 13-yard line. And it's been a while to get this punt off. We've had flags twice.
Yeah,
Nick Thompson is wondering when he's going to get this. I tell you what, if you're the long snapper, this is where it gets a little nerve-wracking. You're there bent down, ready to snap the ball, and a couple times the whistle's been blown. You want to make sure you get that into his hands. The kick is going left, and will catcher have an opportunity? Oh, yep. You don't want it to cross the 40, the 30, and the 20. Flags went down. I think we got a block in the back by McCoy, so that's probably going to come back. But that's just to show you, if he gets the ball in his hands, what he does, he puts him in field position instantly.
And he goes north-south. He doesn't play with the ball. I mean, you have a 210-pound, muscle beast running with the ball. That's a freak of an athlete. I mean, this guy is an athlete, and you see what he can do in the return game. And you gave him a short field in Coatesville, but they're going to be bailed out because of the flag from Cumberland Valley on the return.
Archie, let's go down the field. Archie, I think Cole McCoy might have got a block in the back there on catcher's return. You don't really want to kick the ball to this guy, do you, Archie? Well, we'll go to Archie to second. Well, it'll be 1st and 10. The ball will be on the 39-yard line for Cumberland Valley.
So again, Cumberland Valley, when was the last time that we've seen them get to this point in the game and they haven't put any points on the board? So that's a tribute to Coatesville's defense. I mean, they've been really solid in this game, and they had a bend but don't break mentality so far.
I don't think we've ever had a game that Cumberland Valley didn't score in the first quarter that we've had live on TV. Big old carry on the sweep on the right side, crossing the 20-yard line, and Cumberland Valley crowd absolutely loves it. Coming in to make that, that was Chase Ebersol on the carry. He's 6'1", 170-pound senior. Boy, did he get moving, got the legs moving. He's quick, change the pace back. He hadn't had a carry tonight. He comes in. Take a look on the sweep.
Well, what you saw was the sweep was able to break contain. Coatesville did not keep that edge and set that edge, and that's when you're able to get that speed on the outside. Big yardage after getting the ball.
1st and 10, Palmer on the left side. No. Actually, that's going to be Chase Ebersol again on the carry. That'll bring up a 2nd and about 7. The ball spotted on the 16-yard line.
And again, the wing T offense is really designed to hit you in many different ways in the run game. I mean, you really can spread a defense out, and it gets to the point where a defense doesn't know where it's coming, and it gets you on your heels. And right now, Coatesville is feeling that a little bit. They were able to really have some good stops early on, and momentum on Cumberland Valley's side right now.
Cumberland Valley going back to the type of game that they normally do. That's Palmer up the middle. Let's go down to Archie Smith. Archie, you had an opportunity just to talk to Coach Franklin a little bit there on the sideline, and we're just interested in wanting to know what you were chatting about.
I'll holler Coach Franklin, tell him, it's a beautiful night out here Friday night to see some good football, to see some of his recruits. He said he's enjoying what he's seeing, and also we talked about a player that he has on his team from Phoenix City, Alabama, which is my hometown.
Hey, you got to throw in a little Alabama, Archie, when you get the chance. Am I right?
Alabama Slim.
Yes, sir.
Alabama, Florida State, big game tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We've got football. It's just a fun season. Love it. Right side, not much there. Coatesville, great cover. And I tell you what, he coming up to make some great plays. Talk a little bit about Hillard. Zach Hillard is definitely, there's Coach Franklin there again. He's set to take on Akron tomorrow and then Pitt the week after. Real excited, I know, very excited about Penn State football coming up.
Yeah.
What a great season last year. Coach Franklin has done an outstanding job there at Penn State.
Well, I mean, they won the Big Ten last year. I mean, it was a surprise for many. This year, the expectations have gone up for them. So, he has a lot of pressure to come out and produce and show that Penn State belongs with the big boys and ready to stay and become one of the big boys this year. And I think he has the talent to do it.
Plessinger on the carry. He's going to get and move the chains. That was 4th and 1. Now that ball looked like it hit the ground. Coatesville's calling fumble. It was 4th and 1. Are they going to give it to Coatesville?
Wow.
I don't know. I thought he stretched. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, that last play, they called a fumble. I don't know what you saw, Arch.
Hey, Coach, me and Coach Franklin are here. We watching it live together, and when that ball hit the ground, we both jumped up in awe. But to me, it looked like his knee was down.
Well, we can see it right here.
Knee is.
Oh no, it was coming out. It came
out before he went down.
It was coming out. It was being stripped out as he was turning, and he lost it. So again, Cumberland Valley with an opportunity to punch it in, turnover, another fumble. Coatesville gets the ball back.
Kind of uncharacteristic of Cumberland Valley. Ortega. That's Cumberland Valley's 3rd turnover of the game. Ortega, left side. Going to Dupree Bryant. Dupree Bryant is the only scorer of the game so far, and that's well defended by Cumberland Valley.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that Coach Ortega is not getting or calling more running plays for his son Ortega as the quarterback, as we've seen before, because we know he can stretch the field. I know Cumberland Valley is doing a good job defensively against the run. in the beginning of the game, it was a little bit more difficult where you saw those gaping holes. Cumberland Valley's tightened up a little bit and made it difficult, but I'm surprised we're not seeing more called runs for the quarterback.
That's Young on the left side, not much. Young came out first quarter like a gangbuster. I mean, I didn't think at that point in time what we saw early on that I thought Cumberland Valley was definitely going to struggle with it. They did make the adjustment, and therefore with that adjustment has been one of those where I thought that Young was really going to be a go-to back all night, and I think they really need to continue to maybe look at Young and keep mixing that play call up.
Right, and right now I think Cumberland Valley was able to tighten up. They saw the defensive coordinators looked at what was happening. They saw what was going on, and they figured out some adjustments to make it a little bit more difficult for Coatesville to run.
Ortega's pass to Summers is complete on the 3rd down and 4. And that's going to move the chains. It'll be 1st down and 10. The ball will be on the 15-yard line. 4:13 to play here in the second quarter. Hey, coming up, we have our High Mark halftime report. Stay tuned. Archie, Jerome, and I will discuss the first half. There's a pitch. Dupree Bryant, left side, moving hard. He'll go down pretty quickly.
And we saw the option for Bryant, and when we saw what Bryant can do in the open field, very good play call. Now Bryant, that ball was a little high, and Bryant almost didn't get it, but he was able to pull it in. Now we have another flag on the play, so I believe there's 2 flags, and we got to find out who they're against.
Well, Con Rumi come up to make the tackle. Refs are going to talk a little bit about it. All right, was that Palmer that was held, or was it? Okay.
So we got both penalties are against Coatesville, and the last one was unsportsmanlike.
So we have an unsportsmanlike, and a holding penalty, and an unsportsmanlike penalty on Coatesville. Ball originally was spotted at the 15-yard line. Going to move them way back, and I tell you.
Yeah, that's way back.
Let's talk defense just for a moment. Now with them backed up, Jerome, talk from the defense coordinator's perspective. You're Cumberland Valley right now. You go out there and gamble on 1st and 10 to send everybody?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say you do that. I mean, you don't want to – this is a big play offense and a quarterback that can burn you. So you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. But I think to come with some sort of a blitz wouldn't have been a bad idea.
Real safe play, Ortega on the left side. He's going to run. Arlington coming up to make the tackle. And that was a real good play. And look what he picked up. He picked up nice positive yardage, just a keeper himself. Ortega to the left side, 3:42 to play. And that's why we call him the dual threat. And we talked about him in the opener tonight, is this sophomore can run, this sophomore can throw. And you mentioned it. Maybe more design plays we might see second half designed for him. But right beside him, Young, when he gets touches, he does some magic.
Well, you have 2 of them. They're both built. They're running backs. I mean, you figure Ortega's built like a running back as well. So you have 2 accomplished runners that make, and they put a lot of pressure on the defense. So far, after the initial drive, Cumberland Valley has really improved defensively. And again, that was just a coaching adjustment. They knew exactly what they needed to do, where the damage was being done, and then they tightened up. And that's what you've seen. So it's a little harder for either of the backs to run right now against Cumberland Valley. They're making it long. You got to run long and go downfield and not just get it all in one pop.
Ortega with twin receivers left and right to give to Young up the middle. Young is 3rd down and 1. Young barreling forward. He'll pick up the chains. It'll be a 1st down, Coatesville. And that's what Young does for you. Strong, physical back. You can see why he's being heavily recruited.
Yeah, and you see Young, 5'11", 190 pounds. Ortega, 6 foot, 190 pounds. They're almost identical size. So these guys are both strong. They're both quick. And you have basically 2 running backs in the backfield.
Ortega shotgun formation, twins left and right looking downfield.
But one of them can do that. One of them can throw.
He likes to go to Bryant and loves to go to Jackson, Camille Jackson, the junior, 6'2". They've got a nice receiving core here at Coatesville. Well defended by Cumberland Valley. 2nd and 6, ball will be spotted on the 31-yard line. We have 2:12 to play. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our High Mark halftime report. Stay tuned for Archie, Jerome, and myself. We'll give our analysis of the first half and set up the second half. Young left side. Still staying on his feet, crossing the 40-yard line, and he'll be pushed out of bounds with 1:55 to play, stopping the clock. And again, very effectively.
They have enough time, and he's shifty, he's powerful, and if you're Cumberland Valley, you miss a tackle, Young can take it to the house immediately. So, you got to come up and make plays, gang tackle, make sure you have a lot of guys around the ball, and that way you'll reduce those opportunities to go deep.
They're in their hurry-up offense. 1:55 to play, 1st and 10 ball, 37-yard line for Coatesville. Coming to Bryant's side and coming and making an open field tackle is Cole McCoy. And I tell you what, hey, Archie, I'm starting to really like this kid, Cole McCoy. He likes to put the wood down on people a little bit. I know he's your kind of player.
Guys, when you're short of stature like that, you have to be able to pack a punch. This guy is not backing down from anything. He's covering, he's coming up tackling, and that is everything when you got a guy like Coach Franklin in the stands that they want to see.
Ortega's going to hold it himself, move right, not much. Wrestled down and making a nice play. It's number 84. That's Stone Hoffman. I've been impressed with Stone Hoffman from the defensive end side.
Yeah, and again, this whole defense has tightened up. So they're doing a good job making a long field for Coatesville. And Coatesville has to methodically take this ball downfield. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 11. Big play here for both teams.
Shotgun formation, twin receivers right, trips to the left. Real open spread here, look. Ortega calls for it, it's going to fumble, it's going to go over his head. He's going to pick it up, though, try to make something out of it, running down the field, stand on his feet, going to dump it off.
Are you kidding me?
And making a shifty move, almost crossing the 40-yard line. What a beautiful play.
Are you kidding me?
Ortega makes an absolutely beautiful play. Summers makes a great catch, and the ball crosses the 40-yard line with 37.4 to play.
Again, are you kidding me? You're talking about a sophomore quarterback with that kind of poise, where the ball goes over his head, he stays composed, picks it up, makes a couple of moves to get outside, and just flicks it to one of his receivers for 1st down to keep the drive going. 37.4 left in the clock. That was a veteran play right there.
That was a veteran athletic play. Shotgun formation, Ortega with time. Looking downfield, wide open. He's going to dump it off. And he's going to hit for the first time. He's going to hit Alexander. Makai Alexander, 5'8", 175.
I mean, these are 2 back-to-back brilliant plays by this quarterback. I mean, you're talking about a kid that is just, before our eyes. We're seeing him really show what he can do. He did it last year as a freshman. We're seeing it as a sophomore. He just seems so poised and ready to do this thing.
Shotgun formation, looking in the end zone. Going up top for Young. Young scores a touchdown. What a beautiful play by Ortega. Young. They said he was out. I don't know. I want to see that one again.
Yeah,
what a beautiful, absolute beautiful play.
I wasn't sure if he was able to get one of his feet down or he was totally out. So
I thought he got one down. Let's take a look at it. Man, what a beautiful ball.
Oh, he's on the line. Yeah, he's
I
on
don't
the line.
know. Is he inside of the line? I think that's
if
good.
If his foot's on the line, it's
Is it
out.
on the line? I thought he was inside, just shy of the line.
It's right on the line.
He's right on the line.
Yeah, that's out. Good call. Good call by the official. He was there. He saw it, made a good call. But that was a brilliant throw and catch.
Ortega with time. Coming back to Dupree Bryant. Bryant crossing the field, looking for blocking. Finding blocking, bouncing across the 20-yard line, 10-yard line. And there's 9 seconds. They need to kill the ball. There's going to be a timeout call with 8 seconds to play. Hey, wasn't that a beautiful move by Dupree Bryant?
Yeah, that was definitely a beautiful move. It's good that they had a timeout in their possession. It looks like
8 seconds. The ball's on the 24-yard line.
Right. And they still, I believe
14,
they may have one more timeout left. So you got an opportunity to take a quick shot. No, this is it. So take a shot in the end zone. If it's incomplete, maybe you'll have a second or two on the clock remaining if you can make it quick enough. Otherwise, you try to go for the touchdown.
I don't know. I think in Patrick Mihalich, they have a pretty nice kicker with a decent foot, Coatesville does. I mean, in a tight game like this, do you bring him on or you take one shot? I don't know. He's got a real good foot. He's 13 away. That'd be a 20-yard kick.
It depends. I mean, if you want to be aggressive as a coach on the road and you have confidence in your guys, you'll try to put it up and see if you can go up by 2 touchdowns, and that'll be a big, big difference. I mean, that's big to overcome in a wing T offense, 14 points. 10 points, do you go for the points, play it safe, and go for the points, and also risk a possible block,
right.
you know, in the other direction. So this is a good decision, and I'm glad I'm not the one making it. I mean, knowing me and the way I am, I would probably go for it, be like, you know what, look, let's get this, guys.
That's the difference in you and me. We've been hanging out a long time. I'm bringing the kicker on. Hey, Archie Smith Jr., what do you think? You go here, you like one play, the end zone. What do you call here? We'll go to your bag of tricks. Archie Smith Jr. is the offensive coordinator right now.
Coach, I'm going up top to my playmaker right now. Let him make a play. If we don't make a play, let's make it safe. Kick the field goal, take the 3, and let's go in the half. Here we go right here, guys.
We're going to go up top to Brown. Brown's going to make the catch.
On the money.
And what a beautiful play called very well. Touchdown, Coatesville.
Maybe I should have been a coach. Maybe we should have been coaches, Archie Smith Jr.
Archie Smith makes the play call. They go over the top, over the shoulder to Brown. Beautiful ball by Ortega. Let's take another look at it.
And again, a good call. Ortega's
he's going to Young,
in the pocket. I was wondering if there would be a little bit of, would that been looked at as a push off? Young goes up, makes the play. Remember, he's a D-back, he's a D-back that has hands. He goes up, makes the play. Touchdown, Coatesville. They're up 13-0, possibly 14-0 if they get the extra point.
Archie, here's what I like about that play. Now, you know that ball because you also play quarterback as well. You know that ball has to be thrown on that outside side. You got Palmer on the. What was the confidence out of Ortega on that ball?
God, this is a throw that these guys been making since May, since spring ball, since summer league ball. These guys make this throw. You probably in practice with a throw like this. This is the throw that you dream of making on a stage like this, and Ricky Ortega makes that throw, guys.
Boy, you hear that Coatesville crowd. They go up 14-0. Ortega's thrown 2 tonight already, well, 1 tonight, and that ball was beautiful. Halftime, Highmark halftime report coming up. Stay tuned here at Chapman Field. We'll be back. We'll have an interview coming right up with Brian Hudson.
Guys, I'm with Brian Hudson with the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, the CEO of servicing over 60,000 customers statewide. Brian, I consider you guys as a company, much like High School Sports Live, we get over 60-some thousand people at our different games. Mm-hmm. Who knows how many are watching? We average 1,500 online watchers in the YouTube. So we're kind of in a similar business, serving people. But talk about the different ways Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency is meeting the family's needs.
Well, those 60,000 loans, we service all those right here at our corporate headquarters in Harrisburg. We have a solution center that handles a lot of those calls coming in from those customers. But in addition to those mortgage loans, we help individuals find apartments. Gotcha. And that's a totally different population also. Looking for an apartment, or they having problems with their apartment, do they want to move to another location? We have a search engine on our website that helps them locate apartments. So we cover the entire Commonwealth, and Central Pennsylvania is part of that.
Well, a lot of people are renting. So a lot of people don't know that while they're renting, they could possibly go from being a renter to a homeowner. Talk about that process.
Well, that's where our counseling network comes into play, and we do encourage potential home buyers to go to our counseling network. We have over 70 counseling agencies throughout the Commonwealth to help homeowners get ready, potential homeowners get ready. What's the budget? How do I become a homeowner? What's maintaining a home? They may not be ready right away, but we move those renters into home ownership, which is a great program.
Where can somebody who's watching, because we have a lot of viewers, where can they go to find out how to tap into some of these services?
On our website, www.phfa.org, we have a list of counseling agencies, and look for the one that's closest to your location. It's free. They don't have to pay for that, and they'll help them walk through the steps of home ownership to become a homeowner.
Brian, we may have you come in the second half of the broadcast if you want to help commentate. I don't know. No, we'll let you sit and enjoy the game. But guys, back to you. It was a great interview with Brian Hudson from Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and I'm sure there will be more.
Thank you.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'm never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers. All Giant produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess.
My Giant.
Save big on all of your game day favorites, only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Groff Tractor, Pizza Hut, Advanced Hoops, Highmark, Brenner Family of Dealerships, and the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
Well, welcome back to Chapman Field, our Highmark halftime report. Archie Smith Jr., Jerome Presley, 14-0 Coatesville. I mean, early scores right now. I think you got to talk a little bit about the jet sweep. Great call. But in Ortega's confidence, with no time on the clock, there's a beautiful ball on the outside shoulder of Young. And Coatesville's been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah, I mean, Coatesville's been very impressive. Let's start with the defensive side of the ball. They've totally stifled this Cumberland Valley offense. They haven't been able to get anything going, and that's a credit to what Coatesville has done defensively. They've stacked the box. They want to force Cumberland Valley to throw, and they've done a good job of that. On the offensive side of the ball, it was a heavy dose of the running game early, and then Ortega started to open it up late in the game, and now you're seeing some continuity in that passing attack. So a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Right now, they're in control of this game, up 14-0.
Now, Archie, Cumberland Valley, this is probably the first time we've called a lot of games here together, the three of us down here in Cumberland Valley. This is probably the first time we've seen a donut put up on the scoreboard. Now, they've turned the ball over twice in the red zone. If you're Cumberland Valley coming out in the second half, how do you get back in the rhythm offensively?
Well, this is very unfamiliar territory for Cumberland Valley right here. To get the ball in the red zone and to not get any points on it is very stressful for these guys. So all we do is we go back. I encourage my team, hey, guys, we are Cumberland Valley. Let's go out there and do what we do, what has gotten us here for all these years. I expect Cumberland Valley to come out here and settle down. They know how the game is flowing. They know how Ricky Ortega is going to dictate the game. So now they put a game plan to dictate for Mr. Ortega. Then they come out here and put their game and look to execute.
Well, we're here, as you hear, 14-0 Coatesville on the road. They're number 2 in the state, not 4. I mean, I now understand why the hype is coming.
Yeah.
But you're watching the Highmark halftime report. There'll be more coming right up. Stay tuned.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I teach 10th grade English.
And I'm Melissa when she was in 10th grade at Connections Academy.
That was the year my teachers changed the way I looked at literature.
These books are amazing.
At Connections Academy, the great courses and all of the personal attention really made a difference.
Our class discussions opened my eyes.
In fact, my Connections Academy teachers inspired me so much, I became one myself.
Here, you're gonna need these.
Commonwealth Connections Academy, the tuition-free public cyber school.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Well, welcome back to the Highmark Halftime Report. Let's kick it down to the field right now. Charlie Fortney has an interview with Dr. Bixler. Charlie?
Guys, I'm with Dr. Brian Bixler from OSS Health, orthopedic surgeon, also the Cumberland Valley team sports doctor. Dr. Brian's been educating student athletes all over the community on the 4 pillars of health, which interests me a lot as a young man still that wants to stay in shape. Talk about those 4 pillars of health, Dr. Bixler.
So the 4 pillars of health are nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management.
Let me ask you a question, because this isn't just for student athletes. This is for guys like us. You got into this because you wanted to get in better shape yourself. Talk about that.
So I had a very important milestone birthday a few years ago and looked at my own health and felt that I could be doing better. So I went back to reading on my own and figuring out what I can do in those 4 areas and had a lot of interesting findings.
Well, a lot of athletes nowadays, and I know my own kids, they're only getting 5, 6, maybe 7 hours of sleep a night. Talk about the kind of sleep and the amount of sleep not only student athletes, but just students in general need to be getting.
So there's an interesting saying that everything we get better at while we sleep. The students need a minimum of 9 hours of sleep a night and more if they're stressed. And that sounds impossible, but most of them are really sleep deprived. It's during sleep that we process memory. Muscle memory gets committed to final memory. We repair soft tissue damage, and that's when the younger folks produce testosterone and growth hormones. So it's important to have deep sleep to do all those very necessary things.
Well, deep sleep and also nutrition. I know my own kids. I fight with them on eating the right things. Talk about how nutrition is affecting the young people today.
So I think we've gone down a very bad road in the last 30 years or so. I think we've become a very carbohydrate dominant society, and that's going into the processed foods and the additives, and I think we have to start all over with more natural foods and a higher content of protein and even good quality fats in our diet.
Okay, we're going to see more from Dr. Bixler on High School Sports Live as the season progresses. Those are just 2 of the pillars of health. We're going to hear more about the other ones as the season goes on. Guys, back to you.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers. All Giant produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess.
My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
Welcome back. Coatesville 14, Cumberland Valley 7. This is that highly anticipated match up here at Chapman Field. We've got a great second half coming up. Jerome and Archie, really first half highlights. I mean, I'm not saying that it was all Coatesville, and I know you guys probably would agree with me. If you look at the first half highlights, Cumberland Valley had the ball in the red zone twice. Yeah. But this touchdown was set up here by a good arm, good throw. That was an interception by Arlington, and it really looked like Cumberland Valley was going to force him into doing the things they wanted him to do. Here's Plessinger rolling right. He'll throw an interception. This was negated by a penalty. Brown took it into the end zone. The jet sweep by Dupree Bryant. Bryant picks it up, 22 out, and
saw the Jets.
He really just didn't get touched. Yep. And that was the early 7-0 by Dupree. Dupree just, honest to goodness, he's shifty, small to the ground, squared his shoulders, saw the green and ran for it.
And he left Wanderling in the dust, frozen.
Then there was a fumble. There was 3 turnovers by Cumberland Valley in the first half. Actually make that 4. And then Plessinger comes back off the turnover and gets hit hard with a lot of pressure coming from Coatesville. They've been bringing pressure tonight. Big pickup on the first down by Plessinger, and then he fumbled at the 3-yard line. Coatesville took it over and drove it down the field. That set up this beautiful play by Ortega.
This was amazing.
He had the whereabouts to pick the ball up as it hit the ground. Look at this beautiful play. Hits his receiver. Simmons makes a great move, and that sets up, at this point, there's 26 seconds to play. Ortega, driving down the field, throws this here to his favorite receiver, Young. We thought Young was in. We saw that his foot was on the back line, but this right here with no time left, right at halftime, hooks back up with Young, touchdown. Coatesville goes up 14-0. Again, taking a look at it, beautiful throw over the shoulders, and Archie, that was a picture-perfect play by Ortega.
Guys, like I say, man, when we went down to the field and you guys asked me what play I would call right there, this is exactly what I'm dialing up. And we teach all our quarterbacks, we're throwing that ball to the back pylon. Make sure you throw that ball to the back pylon, because if you don't throw a perfect pass, it can end up being an interception. And luckily for Coatesville, not luckily, but great pass by Ortega, it turns into a touchdown.
And tomorrow, another, guys, I mean, can it get any better? Football is here. Saturday, 1 o'clock.
It is.
Bishop McDevitt versus Harrisburg. We know what Harrisburg and the anticipation there. And for the first time in a long time, we're not talking Bishop McDevitt in this game. You hear the hype about it, the Harrisburg Cougars right now.
Yeah, it's flipped from what we've seen in the past. We always talked about the hype. Harrisburg, Bishop McDevitt having all the recruits, having that great team going against Harrisburg. We always knew Harrisburg played them competitively. They were always good against them. And we talk about this Harrisburg team. They've always been close. They've always been close to putting it together. They have more athletes than many schools do. But after last year's run, they finally put it together last year. And now coming into this year, they have a swagger about them that we haven't seen in a while. And this swagger is a championship swagger.
Guys, I was there live for it last week, and to see how they handled Imhotep was, I mean, very commanding. And to see what they're going to do when they come in here tomorrow with a little bit more game experience, for these guys, it's their first game. And we all know, Jerome's former players, you got to get that first game out the way. And Harrisburg has got that first game out the way, man. It's going to be real interesting to see how these guys come in tomorrow.
Yeah, they beat Imhotep 33-14, and it was an impressive. And those 2 touchdowns, those late touchdowns, at that point, a lot of the Cougar starters were off the field. So, I mean, it's hard to tell what they would have put up on them that day. But we're really excited. I know leaving the house tonight, my wife mentions to me, she's excited. It's football season.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, college games, high school football games.
And tonight,
it's
I mean,
that time.
it's great.
It's just that
It
time,
is.
guys. What can I say? I'm first of all glad to be back. We're going to come right back with more second half action. Coatesville, Cumberland Valley. More on ABC 27 after these messages.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers, All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess.
My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
HoffmanFord.com, turning the World Wide Web into the World Wide Wow. Find the newer pre-owned Ford you want right now from your computer. Shop online 24/7, 365. And our exclusive inventory is updated daily. With hundreds of new and used vehicles, you're sure to find the one that clicks. Hoffman Ford, Harrisburg's premium Ford dealer for 60 years. Click on or come by.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Welcome back for second half action. Coatesville 14, Cumberland Valley nothing. Here at Chapman Field, Cumberland Valley will get the ball. And I'm really kind of, interested to see these very first possession when Cumberland Valley gets the ball. Cats are back to receive. See what Charlie has in store. I like some of the things that I saw Cumberland Valley do early on, Jerome. And one of those is featuring catcher in the Wildcat.
Yeah, I mean, featuring them in the Wildcat, and even on one occasion, Todd, they wanted to throw the ball with catcher. So, I mean, you saw them get ready to try to have him wind it up a little bit. So, again, you have to be creative on how you're going to get the ball to probably one of your more dangerous weapons on the team, on both offense and defensive side of the ball. That's the one thing about catcher. We don't see enough of him offensively because this offense, unless he's a running back in the offense or the quarterback, he's not going to see the ball as much. So I do like the idea of trying to get him the ball in different ways.
Well, that ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to give Cumberland Valley pretty good field position. Fresh new quarter, third quarter action.
And I think now, Cumberland Valley, we talk about them being down 14-0. And as a wing T offense, you don't want to be in the hole coming into a game or coming out of the half. But 14-0 is not insurmountable. That is not a deficit you can't overcome. One touchdown and you're back in the game. So you still can stay within your game plan right now. You don't have to go and start chucking the ball all over the place. Stay within your game plan. See if you can get one of these touchdowns back early, and then you're just in the game then. Then you're still where you need to be. The problem will be if you give up the ball and you have another turnover, and then Coatesville scores again.
Ball spot on the 35-yard line. Plessinger to Palmer. Palmer right side, running hard and be wrestled down.
And again, on the Coatesville side, defensively, we saw a very good start with defensive effort. And then there were some chinks in the armor, and Cumberland Valley's turnovers then played a factor at that point. So on Coatesville's side, they want to get back to where they were, and that was that stifling run defense where they had that wing T figured out a little bit.
2nd and 6 for Cumberland Valley. Plessinger rolling right, looking downfield. He's going to fire. It's going to be tipped. It's going to be intercepted by Coatesville, and that's a tough turnover. Nick Thompson comes up to make the interception for Coatesville. And man, oh man, that's the 5th turnover for Cumberland Valley tonight.
And that's what you didn't want, another tip ball pick. So any momentum that you could have had coming out of the locker room has now gone right back to Coatesville. They left the half on a high. They come right back out, make a turnover, momentum they keep. And now they're back to, if they score, now you're in the situation. So Cumberland Valley's defensive effort right here has to be sound. They have to stop Coatesville.
Ortega to Young. Young, left side. Been making a tackle, Stone Hoffman. Hoffman's been really tough tonight. I really like that player.
Yeah, he's definitely been tough, and I know, he's trying to put on a show. He knows that there are Division I college coaches here checking this game out, and at 6'2", 220 pounds, junior, he's still young and still developing, and he's trying to show people, look, don't forget about me.
2nd and 11 for Coatesville. Ortega fakes the give, throws it outside to Alexander, and Alexander will be knocked out of bounds.
And I know Alexander wants that back. I mean, that was a ball that once he got into his hands, he had, any one of these Coatesville athletes have an opportunity in the open field to make a play and get upfield.
Jake Hart on the tackle for Cumberland Valley, knocked Alexander out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 11. Ortega taking his time. Ortega rolling right and fumbling the ball, and it's going to be picked up, and it looks like, did he get it back, or did Cumberland Valley get it?
He got it back,
managed
but
to get that ball back.
That was hard. And again, that was a mistake that he didn't want. Now you just basically, any kind of momentum you took over, you lost it. And a chance to actually put this game, really on your side with a score here, and they make a mistake, and now they have to punt.
So Coatesville in to punt, Cumberland Valley get the ball back. It's exactly what they wanted after they turn it over. Catcher back to receive the punt. If it gets in his hands, watch out. Not much there on that punt. Cumberland Valley's going to have good field position again, Jerome.
And again, what can Cumberland Valley do with this? You had another turnover, which as you counted, I believe that's 5 coming in right now. And many times, you tell me a team that has 5 turnovers, show me a victory. That you don't see that.
Well, you talk about a great crowd. Probably one of the best high school crowds night in, night out here at Cumberland Valley. Their student section, the Red Zone, is really come out tonight for this game.
And those kids were here before 5 o'clock. This game started at 7. They were here at 5 in the same place they are right now, starting to fill that in. So again, Cumberland Valley is a school that has a lot of pride. They have a lot of very good athletes that come through here at every sport, and very, very good educational institution as well. So they have a pride in everything that they do, and you see that here, where first game of the season, there's an excitement here. There's a Coatesville team on the other side that's really tough. So this is always a good venue to come and watch football and watch the fans here support their team.
And then Coatesville brought a pretty nice little student section themselves, too. They traveled very well here. That should tell you how big this game was. Young set to punt. Catcher got it. Called a fair catch.
And Ty, that was a beautiful punt by Young right there. That was
Young
good
really
punt.
got a hold of it.
Yes, he did.
Tell you what type of athletes these kids are. Young does everything. Catcher does everything. Catcher punts and kicks, receives.
And you get a good look at catcher and many of those, pretty much the entire Cumberland Valley unit. What you see is an in-shape group, a group that's strong. You can tell that when it comes to the offseason, they put a lot of effort into their offseason conditioning. These guys have gotten stronger. They've gotten faster. And again, regardless, they always come out tough. And they're going to be hard out whether you beat them or you lose them. They're going to be hard to beat.
Catcher and Palmer are the backs. Catcher's going to get the carry. Catcher running hard up over the middle. And that's a different look, too. They're going to line him up in the backfield. They just want to find ways to get him the ball. And I don't think that's a bad idea to feature him a little bit in your running game.
Well, you have good running backs on that Cumberland Valley side, and he can be one of them. He brings some size with him, athleticism, and one of the things that is underestimated about Charlie Catcher is his speed. He is fast. To be as big as he is, he can run very well.
2nd and 3 for Cumberland Valley. Questioner's going to give to Palmer. Palmer's going to push forward, and appears that he's going to move the chains. It'll be a first down, Cumberland Valley.
And who was the lead blocker on that play?
Yeah, it was Charlie Catcher. Archie, I like this look featuring him in the backfield. You want to get the rock in his hands at all times, Charlie Catcher.
Well, guys, not just him being back there, him being in the backfield, you also have to respect him as being a runner. When you see these guys coming up and you just see him come up and deliver a vicious block, man, this guy's just a complete player.
First down and 10, ball at the 50-yard line for Cumberland Valley. 8:43 to play here in the third quarter at Chapman Field. Give the Palmer up the middle.
And again, Cumberland Valley is getting back to their bread and butter, running the ball control, controlling the clock. It's okay to methodically go downfield and try to punch this in. Again, if you're down 14-7, you're in the game. You don't have to change anything with your game plan. Rely on your defense and put more points on the board.
Raimondo on the tackle, number 54 for Coatesville. 2nd and 7 for Cumberland Valley. Ball on the 47-yard line. Plessinger looking downfield, finds Palmer. Palmer got some open ground. Palmer standing on his feet, crossing the 20-yard line and picking up a beautiful play for Cumberland Valley, putting him back in the driver's seat in the red zone for the 3rd time this game.
And that was just a good play. I think Coatesville defense seemed to lose Palmer. Palmer comes from out of the backfield. He actually comes out of the backfield. Coatesville loses track of him. He's wide open, get him the ball, and he goes upfield and does the rest on his own.
Palmer's very shifty. He's a nice back. Plessinger under the center. Give to Palmer. Palmer trying to hold on to it. Almost got stripped. Tion Holmes come up. He's 6'3", 220, the junior. He almost stripped it.
And that would have been disaster for Cumberland Valley. I mean, if
right.
you turn over there, and it seems like every time they've gotten momentum, that's what happened. And right there, we almost saw that happen. Palmer had to hold on to that.
2nd and 9, ball on the 14-yard line for Cumberland Valley.
And there you get a good look at that Coatesville defense that has had a pretty decent game up to this point.
Give to Palmer. Palmer left side. And man, he just met the wall. The Red Raider wall bringing Palmer down.
And leading that wall, Tion Holmes, 6'3", 220-pound junior, really solidifying that defensive line right now.
This is a time I know the Coatesville staff is calling on this defense now. Somehow tonight they've avoided and found a way to keep Cumberland Valley out of the end zone. It was turnover last time in the red zone for Cumberland Valley. It was a fumble by Plessinger. 3rd and 6, ball on the 11. 6:14 to play here in the third quarter. Plessinger going up top, but there's going to be flags down. I don't know if Shamir Hall was on the coverage.
And it'll be hard to see what's going to happen. What are they going to call? Because, again, another one of those plays that was very physical, and it looks like they're going to call it on Coatesville.
Pass interference on Coatesville. Lucas Wanley was the intended receiver. He's 6'6". They're going up the top for him. That's going to be on Shamir Hall. And that's going to set Cumberland Valley up pretty nice. Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by OSS Health, Giant Foods, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Hoffman Ford, PLCB, and Connections Academy. We thank all of our sponsors for bringing this high school sports alive this season. There it is one more time. Well, you know what?
I'm not sure what that call was.
Stumble. Oh, you can hear the Eagle crowd. Coatesville stomping on the bleachers, the metal bleachers as well. Everything's shaking and moving here right now. Plessinger keeps it himself. He's going to pick up maybe one or two.
And again, this is the kind of drive that we see from Cumberland Valley from time to time, where they grind down a defense. And they didn't have to abandon this. So I think this has been a solid drive. And there you go, you got the student section that's cheering them on again.
I think we're going to have Archie Smith Jr. in there. That's our Giant student section tonight, our Giant Food student section. Archie sometimes gets in there. It's first down and 4. Ball on the 4 for Plessinger. Plessinger give it to Palmer. Palmer's going to step in, and Cumberland Valley's going to have their first score of the night here in the third quarter. With 5:41 to play, the Eagles are on the board.
And that was a very, very good drive for Cumberland Valley. Took some time off the clock, but more importantly, it wore down that Coatesville defense a little bit. And again, they're back in the game, 14-6.
One more time, Palmer left side wasn't touched at all, and he threw his shoulder into Young. And Cumberland Valley, just like that, they got back on the board. Plessinger with the hold, catcher with the kick, the point after is up, and it's good. 14-7, Cumberland Valley back on the board. More football here from Chapman Field on ABC 27 after these messages.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Welcome back, 14-7, Cumberland Valley found a way in the red zone this time to score, making this game a lot tighter. And let's see defensively right now, if you're Cumberland Valley, you got some momentum on your shoulder. You get them out 3 and out here and get the ball back. I mean, Cumberland Valley knows they can be a different second half team here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and again, it's just you go back to what you know and what you've worked on and you practiced. The game has been settled down a little bit. And now it's up to the defense. The defense has to come through and make another stop again to get the ball back. So right now, this has been a game. This has been a very good defensive effort. Cumberland Valley has shown that they can move the ball. They got into the red zone twice and fumbled the ball. So now hold on to the ball, make the plays you need to make, and see if you can get in the end zone.
Today's broadcast is also brought to you in part by George Groff Tractor, Pizza Hut, Advanced Tubes, Highmark, Brenner Family of Dealerships, and Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. 5:40 to play here in the third quarter. Red Raiders holding on to a 14-7 lead. Catcher will set to kick to the Youngs in the back. There'll be no return here for Coatesville. Let's go to Archie Smith Jr. in the Giant Student Food section.
I'm here with Coatesville fans who have drove an hour and 50 minutes. They are here to show them that they got players. They here to go. They here to let everybody know that they didn't make that drive for nothing, man. They are here supporting their team.
Oh, all right, Archie Smith Jr. over on the Coatesville side as well. And Coatesville did travel very well tonight. What a beautiful crowd. One of the better crowds that I've remembered here in a long time at Cumberland Valley. Ortigas give to Young. Young trying to bounce to find a hole. He'll be taken down by Dylan Keefe of Cumberland Valley.
And we see Young, he's a shifty runner. Again, now you may see Coatesville do a very similar thing that Cumberland Valley did, is try to rely on the running game and just, methodically go downfield. I think the difference with Coatesville is we know that they can burst big gains off of the running game. Sometimes can go to distance. So just see what they can do and if they can match what Cumberland Valley just did.
Ortiga gives it to Young. Young bouncing left side. Shoestring tackle by Arlington, bringing him down.
And again, you see the offensive line splits for Coatesville. It gives, the running back the opportunity, Young the opportunity to pick and choose where he wants to go. It's almost it looks like a zone blocking scheme for him to just pick and choose where he needs to go.
Ortiga held on to himself to try to pick up the yard. I don't know, did he get it? Yep, he got it. That's going to move the chains. First down, Coatesville. First and 10, ball from the 30-yard line for Coatesville. 4:25 to play here at Chapman Field. Third quarter action. Ortiga with time is going to feel the pressure. He's going to get out of bounds. There's going to be flags down.
And there we go, another penalty, which it looks like it'll be on Coatesville. And you see the turnovers on Cumberland Valley side, and on the Coatesville side, you see the penalties.
You're right. And I know it's the second game for Coatesville, first for Cumberland Valley, but it's a couple games in it. You do see this sloppy play tonight. It's not been a perfectly played game by any stretch of the imagination by both teams, Jerome.
No, and you're not going to get perfection. I mean, that's the one thing. That's why you got guys on the other side of the field to make sure you don't have perfection. You're going to see plays made on both sides. But again, you see the block in the back
that was Young
by Young that came up, and and I know that it's just not something you want to push your offense back.
Jet sweep by Bryant. Bryant stand on his feet, be knocked out of bounds.
Bryant on the sweep carry.
Coming up making that tackle was Zach Snow.
And now we have another flag, it looks like. And I'm not sure what this will be.
I think it's an unsportsmanlike.
And that'll go against Coatesville.
I don't know what happened. It happened after the outside of the camera view, and I'm not sure.
So we have another penalty that backs Coatesville up even more. And again, that's not what they want. And you can see the Coatesville fan base, they are not happy with what's happening.
Well, it's second down and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. Ortiga and crew is backed up a bit. Ortiga bouncing around. Oh, makes a shifty move to avoid being taken down and picks up some yardage.
Yeah, he is quick, isn't he?
Yeah, man, he's hard to bring down. I tell you, he's shifty and moves well.
Well, he got some of that back, so it's still third, and it looks like about 15.
Third and 14. Now you hear that Cumberland Valley Eagle crowd really getting behind their team here. They know how important a stop was here on third and 14. Ortiga with time, looking down middle. Pass is complete to Bryant, and Bryant makes a great play.
I think the problem was he had the first down, or he was close, and then he went backwards.
He did go backwards. I'm not sure where that ball will be spotted. Let's take a look at it. Well, it won't be enough for the first down. They'll probably go for it.
I mean, I don't know. I think they'll punt it here because of the down, where the ball is on the field.
Yeah.
It's on your half of the field. In a game like this, rely on your defense and make Cumberland Valley, work the whole
field. And it's 4th and 3. I thought if it's close 4th and 1, you might see some. Okay, they're going to bring the punting team back on. Catcher back to receive. 2:40 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Young's fumbling the punt. Oh, he's going to have to pick it up and try to run with it. And man, Cumberland Valley's going to get exactly what they need here. A big break in the 3rd quarter. And listen to the crowd.
And that's a huge mistake right now. I mean, you didn't want to give this Cumberland Valley team more field position.
And I tell you, this crowd is getting behind him now. Boy, is it a big crowd.
And it's just a mistake right there, not being able to field the ball. And truthfully, even if he caught that ball, his knee may have been down, and that ball may have been dead right there. So
I think it should have been called dead.
It was a very low snap. Right. He never had control of it, so they wouldn't call it on that one. But again, it was definitely a mistake. Momentum shift back to Cumberland Valley.
To give to Palmer around the right side. Palmer finding a nice hole, and he'll be drugged down. Coming up to make that initial tackle is Zach Hillard for Coatesville.
You know what's interesting, Todd, is that this game has now slowed down considerably.
It really has.
It was a lot of fireworks early on, a lot of excitement, a lot of big hits, and the speed of the game was at a different pace. And now both teams went into the locker room and they're trying to get stability. Coatesville trying to keep stability, and Cumberland Valley trying to gain it for themselves. So it has slowed down for both teams.
Palmer left side. Now this looks like classic Cumberland Valley football. Archie Smith Jr., the momentum's changed and it's really favoring Cumberland Valley. It looks like the Cumberland Valley team that we've seen in years past. Archie?
Well, guys, I have made my way over here to the Cumberland Valley bench, and these guys, you ought to see how behind these guys are, getting the crowd into it. They're cheering on their offense, and you can see we're getting 6 yards here, 5 yards here. It's going to get real interesting, guys.
Thanks. Archie? Give to Palmer right side. Boy, I'll tell you, can you say enough about Zach Hillard, the tackles he's made tonight?
Yeah,
Hillard's been called
all
10
over the field
times already.
And he has to be all over the field right now, especially with what Cumberland Valley is doing. Don't be surprised, though, if they do some play action and get over top of Coatesville. Lower that Coatesville defense to sleep and then try to pop one behind them. And that's the benefit of the wing team. When the offense is going, it opens up the ability to do that.
We've seen this so many times. They go over the top, catcher, or they go up the top of one of the big tight ends.
And watch the guy out of the backfield as well. That's where we got the big pass play on the last drive.
Plessinger rolling right. Pressure. Looks over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Look who came over to break that up. I think it was Young.
And that was good defense all the way around. You got good pressure in Plessinger's face immediately. Coatesville wasn't going to sit back. Guys win their one-to-one battle. Big hit on the quarterback. Balls delivered. Defensive effort. Young is playing a lights-out game on his side.
How is it possible that he appears to be playing all 11 positions sometimes? He just gets everywhere.
And he's an aggressive, athletic corner, maybe on a smaller side, but and that's because the day and age, these corners are so much taller now. I mean, the 5'9", 5'10" corners my size, you don't see much anymore. You see guys that are 6 foot
bad
above.
Snap. Look at this. Bad snap over the head. Plessinger's going to have to fall on it. Boy, they had all the momentum, and Coatesville got what they needed here. Bad snap going way over Plessinger's head. And, man, he's lucky he was able to cover that, because if not, they might have scooped that up and taken that in the end zone.
So you see the mistake on Coatesville's side first on their drive, and then you see Cumberland Valley, same thing. And this is one of those early season jitter situations or early season mistakes that we've seen from both teams. And again, now Coatesville has an opportunity to turn this around offensively for themselves.
Cumberland Valley will have to punt, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here at Chapman Field. We'll have more play coming up on ABC 27 after these messages.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The recycling center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
There you go. Okay, here you go. Get your teeth out on, hon. That's okay, we have them.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Well, that's fourth quarter action coming right up after the fourth quarter. Our Giant post-game report. Don't go anywhere. Also, we'll have the Pizza Hut player of the game, our Hoffman Ford player of the game, and our post-game right after this fourth quarter. Catcher's punt went straight up in the air. And the ball's going to roll over the 40. He got lucky. It went straight up in the air. Then he got a little bit of a roll, Jerome. I don't know what happened.
I think, is that a, I mean, did he get any yards on that punt at all?
I don't know, Jerome. I don't know. But hey, tomorrow, Jerome, we got, as we said, Bishop McDevitt at Harrisburg, and then we're a week off, and then we come back September 15th. I know this game you'll love. Down there at Hershey Park, we've got, the Hershey Trojans taking on the Milton Hershey Spartans.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting because this will be the first year in a long time that Milton Hershey will be without Keontae Lucas. He went up to Central Connecticut State, as a recruit up there, and to continue his football and his academic, life and education. But Milton Hershey hasn't had to worry about that position for, 3 years. So, you got to find somebody new to step into that role. And I know Coach Boger is really excited about the season. They play CD East this evening. So that'll be a good game. The Cocoa Bean is always a classic game, and is always a game that I enjoy seeing the kids down there. Both Hershey and Milton Hershey really have a good, strong rivalry, but those kids really enjoy and respect each other off the field. But on the field, it's a tough battle. Milton Hershey's winning it right now. I mean, they've been doing okay the last couple of years against Hershey, but Hershey had a long dominance in that series.
MHS, Milton Hershey and Hershey, September 15th. That game will be at 7 o'clock. Catcher set to kick here, 11:49. We're in the fourth quarter here at Chapman Field, 14-7. Got a dogfight now.
It's a dogfight, and the lead dog right now is Coatesville, and they just have to keep this.
Well, all around Friday nights in high school sports action, cheerleaders from all over, student body is coming together for the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. And here the Cumberland Valley cheerleaders are doing their part for Central Pennsylvania Food Bank by collecting food. And we know the importance that there should be no hunger in Pennsylvania, in the state of Pennsylvania. And we are really excited at High School Sports Live that our student body is coming together night in, night out, Friday nights, and filling up that Central Food Bank barrel, Jerome, to fight hunger, to stomp out hunger, and we're happy to be part of it. Also, our Advanced Hoops 3D Fall Training's coming up this fall. Stay tuned. Tryouts also. AAU tryouts coming up in this fall. Team Pennsylvania. Look at the fall AAU tryouts October 28th and 29th. For more information, go to advancedhoops.com. Next matchup. Tomorrow, September the 2nd, 1 o'clock, Bishop McDevitt will take on Harrisburg. This is presented by Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Right now we're in the fourth quarter, 4th and 11. Charlie Katzer, well, actually Plessinger comes in and they get another shot at it. They're going to go over top, and it's going to be incomplete on 4th down. I like the gutsy call. I love the tight end. The kid has got a real nice upside. Lucas Wanling, but that ball's going to be incomplete, and Coatesville's going to get the ball back.
Charles Brown at the last minute, delayed defense, goes up and gets that ball. And again, once the penalty happened, which I'm still kind of unsure what exactly took place, but the penalty against Coatesville, you knew the Coatesville fans were not happy about that. Once that field position change happened, Cumberland Valley looked at it and said, hey, why not? I mean, we're already in a good field position. Why not take a crack at it? So good call.
Jet sweep is going to be held by Ortega. He'll pick up, well, he got back to maybe the original line of scrimmage. Well, he picked up one. It'll be second down and 9. Ball on the 26-yard line.
And again, a very good defensive stand right there. And we see Galen Whitmer on the other side defensively, showing what he can do, stifling that hole and making sure that the quarterback doesn't get any time to go anywhere. So Ortega, again, is not having as much success on the ground that we thought he may have coming into this game.
Ortega fumbles the ball. Young might have picked it up. Boy, if Cumberland Valley gets that one. No, Coatesville, luckily, Young heads up play. He'll get the ball back or recover his own, well, the fumble. The exchange wasn't quite there. Third down, 9. Let's take another look at it. Always fumble right from the get-go and bounce off Young's leg, but look at him, got his hands on it.
And they are very fortunate to get on that ball. This game at times has been sloppy.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, those early season mistakes.
3rd and 13 by Ortega. Ortega with plenty of time. Ortega firing it down the field, and it's going to be complete. He'll hit Young. McCoy on the coverage. And that was a great play. He just made that happen because of his feet.
But
like Young is limping.
Yeah, Young's limping, and it's short of a first down. He's limping pretty good, so he's calling to come out. So I don't know if it's cramps or if it's something more serious. But a lot of time on the play, Ortega comes up, delivers a ball, and then something happens with Young on the sideline. So I know they definitely want to tend to him because they need Avery Young big time, especially on the defensive end.
Catcher back to receive the punt. Cumberland Valley's going to get the ball back, another opportunity for him. Catcher's going to have an opportunity to return here. Great coverage. That was great downfield coverage by Coatesville punt team.
And that's what you have to do on the punt team. And number 12, Roland Miles, he gets down there on the kick coverage, on punt coverage to make a play.
Well, 1st and 10, the ball will be on the 39-yard line for Cumberland Valley Eagles. 4th quarter action, 10:19 to play. Well, we knew that no matter what, both teams coming into tonight's game knew how big this game was. The crowd can tell you that. It's one of probably the best crowds I've seen in Cumberland Valley in a long time. They always get a great crowd, but on both sides, stadium full.
Yeah, I think the other game we saw, we did a couple years ago when Central Dauphin was here. And again, Central Dauphin's a pretty big school too, and we remember this place was lined up, and it was for, I believe, for the division title.
It was a division title.
For the league title, the Commonwealth, and I think Central Dauphin was able to come down here and win that game. So again, when this team, this school always has some really good games, whether it's Harrisburg coming in here, Cumberland Valley coming in here, or Bishop McDevitt coming in here, Central Dauphin coming here. Now, we have Coatesville. Just a lot of good teams, good games have been here.
Plessinger, pass, incomplete, broken up by Aaron Young. These young fellas, I tell you what, he's a cover man. There's just no doubt about it. Take a look at this.
Yeah, this was just very good coverage, and I know, Archie, you know the deal with that one. Being a cornerback yourself, you remember how it is when you got to go up one-on-one and make a play.
Guys, it's you versus them. 9 minutes and 38 seconds with you holding a 7-point lead in the game. You don't want to be that guy that give up that catch.
Well, Young's a physical player, Archie. I tell you what, I feel like you could put him on just about anybody across the state right now. Plessinger with time. Delivers a nice pass, steps up, catcher comes up and makes the catch across the 50-yard line.
And that's what catcher's going to do. He's going to go up and get it. His 6'3" frame against Aaron Young, and he makes the play.
Catcher wins this battle. Hey, look at it again. Oh, he gets off the ground, didn't he? Not.
Now, we still have their main corner. Avery Young is still out. You can see him getting worked on the sideline. They're trying to get him going. So Aaron is taking over some of those duties, playing the best receiver for Cumberland Valley.
How about this play right here? 4th down and 1. 8:50 to play here, 4th quarter action. Cumberland Valley hustling, offensive line hustling up to the ball. Plessinger under center. Long count. And it's going to be a first down. Chains are going to be moved.
And I'll tell you, that was close because that was a shoestring tackle. And number 38, Galen Whitmer, he had a chance to possibly break that. There was nothing but clear grass ahead of him if he would have been able to break
Take
this.
a look how many guys that Coatesville had in the box. You are so right.
It was a leg that got him.
A leg.
An unintentional leg whip, it seemed like.
Well, it's first down and 10, Cumberland Valley. Give to Palmer. Palmer catching some ground, wrestled down. That's James Shockey who brought Palmer down for Coatesville. Second down and 3. He'll pick up 7. Ball on the 49-yard line.
And we know Coatesville last year, Palmer had a whale of a game. Him and Quigley, they really did a good job on this Coatesville team. So, you know, Palmer, they got him a little more bottled up today, but right now they're still running him and seeing if they can break something big with him.
Palmer left side, nice run. Cumberland Valley moving the ball. Take a look at it again. Look at Palmer. Squaring shoulders, running hard. That's what we've seen out of Cumberland Valley. And that was a nice tackle by Brown for Coatesville.
And there you get a good look at that offensive line for Cumberland Valley. They're firing off the ball right now.
Not much there. Great open field tackle by Nick Thompson for Coatesville. Tell you what, Coatesville's defense, they are quick. They've got a lot of nice special players on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, this has been a very good defensive battle, definitely aided by mistakes, by turnovers, and by penalties. So, but both defenses have come to play. And again, now you've seen a whole half where Cumberland Valley has held Coatesville scoreless as well. So, and Coatesville has only allowed 1 touchdown so far for Cumberland Valley.
Give was up the middle by Whitmer. That'll be a 3rd down and 6. Ball will be on the 31-yard line with 6:30 to play here.
And you get a good look at Whitmer. He kind of takes over the mantle as one of those fullbacks that has come through. 5'9", 213-pound fullback, and also plays on the defensive line, senior. You get a good look at him. He takes over for that long line of really good fullbacks dating back to John Ritchie back long time ago.
Palmer across the middle. Palmer's not going to be touched. Touchdown, Cumberland Valley. Whoa, do you hear that crowd?
And the momentum has shifted. This game has a chance to be tied up. Cumberland Valley has come out, got back to their roots of running the ball, and now you're seeing what they can do. And now they're not only back in the game, they have a potential to tie the game with 6:11 left in the game.
Boy, oh boy, take a look at this play here. Beautiful blocking up front by the Cumberland Valley Eagles, and he was untouched. Not a hand on Palmer.
But that's what that running game does. It wears down a defense in the 4th quarter, and you see this Coatesville team wearing down a little bit.
31-yard touchdown. Hold by Plessinger, kick by Casters, up and good, and this is a tie ball game. 14-all, Cumberland Valley, Coatesville. One more time. Look at this, untouched.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
And welcome back, new ball game. Archie Smith Jr. Cumberland Valley went back to what they do really well. Talk about what you saw there on that drive.
Well, guys, as we expected with Cumberland Valley, when you keep running and you keep smashing the ball, you're going to eventually wear down these guys. As you can see, Aaron Young had to come to the sideline. These guys are catching cramp, and it's not that hot out here. But it's the energy that these guys are using in this game, man. It's very high. The energy is very high, and that's why you get these type of results. And ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seatbelts, because this is going to turn into a bum burner before it's over with.
Right about that. Aaron Young chases that down. Well, no, Coatesville's crowd is really excited. I don't know what happened on this side of the
I
field.
think they were excited because their thought was let the ball go out of bounds and it'll be a penalty right there. So, and it'll either be a re-kick or you'll get good field position. And the Coatesville player picked it up, and now it's you know, Coatesville is backed up.
Okay, I didn't see what had happened there. I just looked away for just for a second.
You know, on a kickoff,
Clayton Kellum. Yeah, if that goes out of bounds, they get the ball
right.
for 35.
Right. And that's the plan, and I think the fans kind of saw that and wonder why the receiver picked it up.
It's 4th and 10 from the 19-yard line for Coatesville. Cumberland Valley's defense has held very steady here in the second half. Ortega with time, rolling around. Oh, he's going to be dropped for a big loss. Man, that's a big play. Cumberland Valley now finding the momentum. Complete momentum now.
And that's big number 70, Chris McBride, 6'2", 250, comes up with the sack. And again, I think there was just too much time on that play. Ortega has to get rid of the ball, and he took a sack, and that's a big one to take. And now Cumberland Valley, they have the momentum, and they're not trying to give it up.
Yeah, that's Cumberland Valley's Quincy Thompson. He's 5'10", 240, the outside linebacker, defensive line. Ortega rolling right. He's going to pick up some, and Arlington's going to bring him down, driving a shoulder in his chest. 5:21 to play here. What a great game.
And as you can see, Cumberland Valley seems to be very spread out defensively, and they know that Ortega's trying to throw the ball. So what they're doing is they're playing coverage, and they're playing zone coverage behind it, and they're making Ortega have to really survey the field, and they're not giving them time to survey the field.
3rd down, 14. Ortega with time. Fires down the middle. It's incomplete. That was a good ball. He hit the receiver in the hands, incomplete. Punting opportunity. 3 and out for Cumberland Valley. Look at the momentum. They know they're getting the ball back. They know what this means, and they know how they can kill a clock. Archie Smith, Cumberland Valley settled down. Their defense is doing the job right now.
Guys, what are they doing? They're throwing different looks. If you can see that large cover, they had 3 safeties drop back deep. They held their linebackers. They relied on their front rush. They allowed Ortega to set in the pocket and try to beat them from the pocket. And he still almost came up with a great throw, guys.
He did. And again, Cumberland Valley's doing this rushing 4. And, you know, these guys, that defensive line is starting to wear down at Coatesville offensive line as well.
Punt's going straight up. Cumberland Valley's going to have good field position. Catcher calling. Everybody get away from it. Ball's going to roll. He pretended like it. Got a great roll. It's going to roll across the 50-yard line, and Cumberland Valley will have the ball. Well, Jerome, I'm not sure if you know what time it is, but do you?
It's time for the hit parade, the hit parade. And today we have had a lot of big hits in this game. This has been a solid. And I love when a ball carrier, Aaron Young, giving his own hit. You see on the side, Arrington, he's going to get a little piece of that action. And then you see something, man, you got to come after the quarterback too. We see number 9, that's Nick Thompson. He comes up with a big hit. And then your boy Todd, McCoy comes up. Catcher gets lit up a little bit by number 2, Avery Young. The hit parade is in the house.
Boy, I'm looking forward to hit parades all year long. I mean, every big game we have, you know, people like, listen, there's another big game we have on the schedule too. Middletown, we got Middletown this year. They go to a state championship. Middletown has won 10 games in a row playing Lower Dauphin tonight. We've got some great matchups.
Yeah,
Middletown East Penn game, that ought to be a good one.
Absolutely. You know, we definitely got some good games on the docket. I think we'll see CV again against Harrisburg. That'll be a good game.
Stilton Trinity, that's always a good game.
Stilton Trinity, that'll be a good game. Now Stilton, you know, has run that. Trinity's been down a couple of years, and they're trying to get themselves back up.
Oh, Jesse Palmer's just running with the head of steam now. He's just starting to get in his momentum. Archie Smith Jr., Jesse Palmer's not a big back, but man, oh man, the second half, he's a different player right now.
Guys, Cumberland Valley has found something over on the right side. They are running power off tackle, and they are just bringing all of their meat up, and Coatesville is having to step up and tackle this guy. And as a DB, me and Jerome can attest, man, we get tired of looking at them running backs late in the fourth quarter.
Especially Palmer, who wasn't doing a lot of ball carrying early on, so he looks very, very fresh right now.
Cupco in to give to Palmer. Cupco with a great block. Left side, Palmer staying on his feet.
And we're
crossing
looking
a
at
25-yard line.
We're looking at Palmer getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and they're feeding him. 3 straight times they gave the ball to number 20, and they have found him doing his thing.
Look at
Good
Cupco holding
by
that block.
Cupco doing his thing from the fullback position. The offensive line is just wearing down this Coatesville team. And now, what you saw in the first half where Coatesville was stifling this offense, you're not seeing it right now.
Yeah, first down and 10, 3:23 to play to give to Palmer. Palmer over the right side. He'll be wrestled down.
I mean, that's what, 4 carries in a row?
4 straight carries.
4 straight
James
carries.
Shockey, 6'2", 230, coming up to make the tackle. Again, Palmer here, Shockey coming in, and Shockey's tough.
He's
I will
definitely
tell you
tough.
that about that kid. He's a big, solid kid. Now, he's looked like both of those, 11:39. Look at the size on him.
But when you see guys with their hands on their hips like that in the fourth quarter, they're not real fresh right now.
Ball on the 23. Yeah, you're right. Ball on the 23-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Cupco and Palmer in the backfield. Catcher split left. Give to Palmer, left side. Palmer crossing the 20-yard line. And he'll be taken down by Zach Hillard and James Shockey, and Brown coming up also to make the assist. Got to give the hats off to our Invicta crew. Our producer, Chad Edwards, Kaylee Edwards, Josh Edwards, all of our camera. Donna Lattimore, TJ Smith, back on the crew again. Happy to have everybody tonight. This Invicta crew. Ivan Hernandez as well. This crew is a great crew, Jerome. We're lucky to have them.
Absolutely, and it's just enjoyable to get back to football with this crew. And, last week, we had Greg Mace and Ford Chapman, and, they had a crew last week. We were able to do that game at Harrisburg, and it's good for us to get back together as well. And we thank them and enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed watching the replay of that game and what they called. So good to get back with the Invicta crew and start off the year with this amazing game that we have right here.
Well, coming up, don't go anywhere. We'll have our Giant post game. Not to mention, we'll also have our Pizza Hut player of the game, our Hoffman Ford player of the game, our Brenner family dealership player of the game. And on our post game, we'll be featuring a lot of just stats talk, upcoming games. Jerome, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited. This has been a good time. And again, I know Archie talked about this, the weather. This is perfect weather for a player. Now, for the fans, it may be a little bit chilly, and it's in the 60s. But for a player, this is good weather. So it's surprising to see guys still cramping up. But that's about hydration. You need to be hydrating days before the event. You can't be hydrating just today and thinking you're okay. So, you're seeing that guys are starting to cramp up a little bit, and that's from the competition. But you got to make sure you're hydrated.
3rd and 5. Give to Palmer. Palmer over the right side. He'll be taken down by Zach Hillard. And I'm glad you mentioned hydration. I read somewhere that 75% of Americans, 3 out of every 4 people, are dehydrated on a daily basis.
That's right.
75% of Americans dehydrated
Absolutely.
on a daily basis.
And if you're an athlete, it's even more imperative that you're hydrating. And again, you don't just hydrate the day of the event. My daughter's a soccer player. Both of them have been. I always got on them about that. You got to make sure that you're hydrating each day and that you're getting your recommended glass of water, making sure that you're staying hydrated. That helps your muscles. It helps with so many facets of your body. Because your body is made up of majority water anyway. So it gives you that opportunity to be at your optimum and at your best as an athlete. So, you got to get guys hydrated in these games. And again, we talked about this. We haven't seen you know, we didn't see a hot game yet, you know, like we usually do. We come in that first game and it's scorching. It's not today. But you said we're going to have a couple more of these.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're
that's
not out
even
of it
going to
yet.
play more into it.
I want to talk about this for a moment and also go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, it's 4th and 1. The ball spotted on the 16-yard line. Cumberland Valley's going to take a timeout because there's only 1:15 to play. Now, you got a really good foot. This is a chip shot, really, if you think about it, for Charlie Catcher. Do you bring your kicker on? Our 4th and 1 here. This is a crucial play in an early game in the season. Your thoughts?
Coach, this is a no-brainer for me. The way my offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage right now, we're lining up and we're running it down their throats, and I'm going to trust on my defense if we do not get the first down. But right now, the way my offensive line is blocking, I'm going for it.
And I am with you 100%. Right now, Coatesville has not shown the ability to stop Cumberland Valley from getting for getting 5 yards, let alone 1. So I'll make Coatesville prove to me that they can stop me and then rely on my defense, because the defense has pitched a shutout in the second half. So I'm with you on that, Chart. There we go. We got it.
Plessinger going to pick up the first down. Cumberland Valley gets it. 1st and 10. And you see Cumberland Valley, what I call the guys in red, giving you the
See, Archie,
heads up.
Archie, we need to be coaching somewhere.
Well, I can't lose you guys up here. I don't know. First,
Hey, I do this Saturday and Sunday, 7 days a week, baby.
Absolutely.
well, Archie, I do know you're doing some coaching over there at the Holy Name Jets, so we know we've got double time tonight.
Absolutely.
1st and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. Under 1:05 to play. Give to Catcher. Catcher putting his head down, but boy, oh boy, he runs into a tough defensive line. Coming up to make the tackle is James Shockey.
And see, right now, Cumberland Valley has all control, because right now they can methodically run the ball, keep it out of Coatesville hands, get it down, and when it's time, try a field goal to win it.
And I think that's what might happen. 2nd down and 9, ball on the 14-yard line. Okay, there was a whistle. Timeout. Coatesville, 33 seconds. They're going to want to talk about it. Why don't we just stay in here and talk about what we see we have.
Well, I'll tell you, this was to talk about it, but was also to give your guys a little break.
Yeah.
Give them a little water break. Gear up for this 33 seconds, because you want to keep Cumberland Valley from scoring and force this into a field goal situation where you could possibly try to block it and end this. So, or try to block it, maybe even score off of it and send it into overtime. So you got to get your guys ready for this play or these plays.
Don't go anywhere tomorrow. We'll be right back at Harrisburg. Bishop McDevitt, Harrisburg, 1 o'clock. Our high school sports live team. Archie Smith Jr. will be our sideline analyst. Jerome Pressey will be with us, myself. Our whole and Vicar crew back at it tomorrow here on ABC 27. All these games are presented by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
And again, I'm looking forward to seeing Micah Parsons up close, as well as Ymir Wilkerson, the quarterback for Harrisburg, who has shown, you know, he's ready to take that next step from last year. Remember, these guys had a state championship run last year. They made it to the dance and lost in a really hard game. So it'll be interesting seeing them coming off of that big game last week.
Plessinger under center. Give was to Whitmer. And it looks like they might bring Catcher on. It's going to be under 20 now. 3rd down and 5. The ball's fumbling all over the place.
Yeah, they still have one more play.
One more play here.
But, you know, it's counting down, though.
Give to Palmer. Palmer left side.
Wow.
Palmer across the 10-yard line. Palmer's going to walk it. Touchdown, Cumberland Valley.
With 4 seconds left on the clock.
Unbelievable.
That may be enough to win the game.
Wow.
Coatesville did not set the edge again. We saw that play earlier in the game where Palmer had another long run. Palmer did this to them last year, and he did it to him this year. This time, it took a little bit more time for him to get going, but you see this Coatesville fan base is stunned right now by this play.
Touched him, Jerome.
Nobody's touched him on the outside. Number 25, Charles Brown. He was the last man on that side. He didn't set that edge and force it inside, and it looks like that may be the play that wins the game for Cumberland Valley.
Plessinger with the hole. Casher with the kick. Cumberland Valley taking the lead. The kick is up and it's good. And my goodness, 21-14. There's a flag down. Archie, can you believe it?
Guys, it's Cumberland Valley been setting that up. As you can see, they had a chance to go on the outside, but they didn't. They kept the ball in the middle. So what you do, you get the defense thinking you're going to come back up and run the middle. Now I got a timeout left. Let's press the outside. Just in case we get tackled, we can burn our timeout and try to kick the field goal to win. Excellent coaching from the Cumberland Valley staff.
This is what they do. Look at this one more time. Palmer, left side, untouched. And man, the momentum was in favor of the Cumberland Valley this whole second half.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. You called it. They had the momentum the second that they slowed this game down. And they went methodical, and they became the wing T offense that we were used to seeing, that methodical offense that just churns out yardage and slowly lowers you to sleep. And before you know it, you're tired, you're drained, and then you have a big touchdown run, two big touchdown runs by Palmer. One, he broke the big one, and then this one. And Cumberland Valley looks like they will come out of this hard-fought game on both teams, and it's amazing. We saw what happened last year, and then what did Coatesville do? They ran the table almost, and you didn't see many losses after that. So, this is one of those where it's early in the season, but this is one of those games that Coatesville came down here thinking and preparing to stop this and win this game, and they had it, and they lost it.
Man, oh man, just hats off to the. I know there's still 3 seconds on, so we don't want to anything, but man, Coach Whitehead, just hats off to what he does down here. I mean, even on the other side of Coach Ortega has done a great job, has a fine staff that he's established here, fine winning tradition. But man, 2 great teams here playing tonight on ABC 27. And that ball will go out of bounds.
And again, this Coatesville fan base, they came down here and they were ready. And as you can see, some of them are filing out already. But again, there's a play left. So, you can't count them out yet. They have a play left and an opportunity to see if they can pull this out and maybe tie it up.
If you stayed from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, to tell of 2 different types of halves. Coatesville comes out electrifying, really, playing great defense, forced 5 turnovers. Cumberland Valley fumbled in the red zone twice, but second half-wise, what Coach Whitehead said in the locker room, but he got his team ready to play. The Eagles come out on their home field. Ortega, one more play. Going to step up, roll right, look downfield and fire it. Tackle was missed, but Arlington's going to do it. And just like that, Cumberland Valley is going to come away with an absolutely huge win at home, 21-14. It's all over. The Eagles take care of business against Coatesville tonight.
They sting Coatesville again 2 years in a row. This game definitely closer than last year, but they sting them again. And Coatesville has to, figure a way to pick up the pieces and move back on again and get themselves ready for the next week.
21 second half points for Cumberland Valley. They were shut out in the first half, come back and score 21. And I mean, I don't know if there's any doubt other than Jesse Palmer would be my vote for the player of the game tonight. Yeah. Archie, we're going with Jesse Palmer tonight. I mean, boy, what he did in the second half. Your thoughts?
Guys, any guy that stepped up in a moment like that, I mean, he seized the moment when CV was struggling. He put that team on his back, and he ran his butt off. He deserves to be the Hoffman Ford player of the game.
We're going to go with Jesse Palmer. I mean, it's pretty. It'll be our Brenner player of the game. It'll be Jesse Palmer, number 20 tonight. Boy, for what he did.
And I think he definitely deserves that player of the game. But when you think about everyone that had a hand in this, I think the coaching staff in the locker room coming out with a game plan. You have a offensive line that came out and asserted themselves, which allowed Jesse Palmer to have the second half that he had. And again, they just wore down this team. And you figure you see him get in the end zone there. And then you see him here, and this is his big run. He gets in the end zone, and he just takes it to the house, and that's just a big play for him there. and he's running hard, and he got stronger as the game went on, stronger and stronger and stronger, and he gets another touchdown, and this is his third touchdown here, where Coatesville wasn't able to set the edge, and he's able to get in the end zone. So 3 touchdowns that they had in the second half. You know, Cumberland Valley was scoreless in the first half. We can rarely say that has happened. Come out in the second half and score 3 different times and end up winning the game.
If you look at that was Jesse Palmer, our player of the game, and this is our Pizza Hut play of the game right here. Palmer's going to get a call on. Tied up at 14. Palmer goes left side, untouched. Cumberland Valley takes the lead for good with 3 seconds to play, and they're going to come away. Ortiga's group is going to fall. The Coatesville Red Raiders will fall to 1-1. Cumberland Valley 1-0 on the season. Tomorrow we'll have another great game. Harrisburg and Bishop McDevitt on the road at Harrisburg. A 1 o'clock start tomorrow. We've got great football action coming up throughout the whole year. We'll be off then next week, and we'll come back on September 15th. Milton Hershey at Hershey Stadium. We've got a great matchups on ABC. For everybody here, for all of our Invictus staff, our crew tonight, for ABC 27, for Archie Smith Jr., Jerome Presley, and everyone involved, we are just absolutely going to roll these highlights on our way out. We enjoy doing this week after week. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. And stay tuned for our 3-star set down right after this. Stay tuned for our 3-star report. We'll see you tomorrow. Harrisburg, Bishop McDevitt at 1 o'clock. That's it for all of us here tonight from Chapman Field. Have a great night. The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie.
Man to man from here on out. Got me. Man to man from here on out.
It's real serious out there. I know a lot of guys, you know, a lot of your boys are out there dying. It ain't no joke. The grave ain't no joke.
I hear the wind blow, thought it's your voice I heard. I feel the raindrops are falling, I see the tears you shed. My mind is constantly...
My name's Joel Delgado. I've been here for about 2 years already. This program has really helped me through a lot, home, out of streets, basketball. Taught me how to be a better player, a better person, helped me be a better man at home. I help my parents around the house now, less disrespect at home, working, helping my mother pay bills. This program just built me to be a better person and a better man.
The rector, he came to me asking that I want to come and join this program, and I seen him at the Boys and Girls Club because I work there, and he told me about the program and what it's worth. It's a great combination. Like, I like learning about new stuff, and basketball is the thing I do on the side, but it helps me on just communicating with each other, because really I love doing both things, learning, playing, but I just want to become a great player and just have a great future. And there's a long way to go, and I just got to stick with and there might be bad sides, bad places, and good places. I'm trying to take the good path.
Met Gerald Jarman a few years ago, and he got to talking to me about 3-star program, asked me if I wanted to get involved, and I was very excited about the opportunity to work with young men here and in Harrisburg and hopefully make a difference, make a positive difference in their lives.
I met Coach Jarman, and he asked me to be a part of the three-star program, so we looked at that, and of course you always try to clear your schedule for good things, and got involved, and it's just a great opportunity for anyone to impact lives. It's interesting, when I first heard about the program from the boys, they were talking about the mentoring, they were talking about just being together with friends, they were talking about so many great things that they liked about the program. And it actually took a while before they said, oh, and by the way, we play basketball.
I tell you, it's great. You see the young men come in as we begin the mentoring sessions. It's great to see just their development. It's great to be able to develop great relationships with these young men and just see them grow and prosper.
A lot of things in the streets just to help y'all out.
Can you tell them about it when you see them?
I got a lot of people that are here. I got into it, so I hope they learn something from here the same way I did last year.
Do you see any changes in them?
So far, yeah, a lot. Lots getting jobs, stopping a lot of things, becoming better people in here, better friends. It's helping a lot.
Yeah, I'll be here next year.
He got accepted to Duquesne and Bloomsburg on a full academic scholarship.
We're here tonight at Roland School, Harrisburg School District. This is the high school program. This is our 7th year. This is the one that's really established. This is the program. This is kind of like the mother of them all. 65 guys from the Harrisburg School District, teenagers, guys, want to come out and play basketball and learn about life. Good thing is, I don't know too many places in the city where you can go and get this many guys in one location, one place, from different areas in the city, uptown, from the Hill, from out the south, all in one melting pot. Probably in another setting, in another environment, these guys will be at each other. It could be some friction, so that's one of the things we're thankful for. God has given us the grace to be able to do what we do. We're excited to be here. We have a great program. You're going to hear more things in the future, great positive things about the young men in the city. I believe that with all my heart, with all my soul. I believe that you're going to hear some positive things. There's a lot of negative things out on the media, and rightfully so. There's a lot of negative things happening in the city. But this is proof tonight, what you've heard and what you've seen, that there is some good that's happening. We want to highlight that. It's a breath of fresh air to see and hear some of the testimonies, some of the positive reports we're getting, and you've seen it for yourself. So the best is yet to come, and I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon.